Hello, everyone. Welcome to Fallout Cold Front, the Fallout 2D20 campaign about a... I don't know what to call you guys.
Freelancers?
I wouldn't call you ragtag is the thing. Some of you are somewhat
ragtag.
professional.
I'm rag and tag, so I don't know. who's
Marky
fine.
covers our bases.
Ragtabs? No.
Oh,
Ragtime.
Ooh, rag tag, rag
What was the
time.
one we made with tabs name the other day?
I don't know.
Keeping tabs.
Keeping tabs. Yeah,
Maybe.
something like that.
There was something
Anyways,
you came
ragtag, ragtime group of wastelanders, freelancers, former Enclave members, ghouls, doctors, survivalists,
up.
hunters.
Only one of each. Let's be fair.
Sterile
Yep.
humans.
Roughly, there's a lot of those.
Yes. So, last episode, you all finally dealt with the after effects of Nelson Polignani's disappearance. Turns out Barnes, Frankie's brother, knew pretty much everything that was going on and said, "This is great. Man, I'm so proud of you. Now we can work together, just like old times. Here's a bomb." And he gave you a mini nuke to
he
take
did.
with you to Excelsior. So,
Boys
We
will
will-
be boys.
No, you know.
God forbid men.
Frankie, we are actually going to begin with you coming back to the Enclave. I imagine the rest of you all are probably just sticking around.
Yeah, I mean, Jules and Nico were finishing up their smooching scene or whatever, Casablanca in the movie theater, right?
It was not as romantic as you might think.
I don't know. I mean,
He
It
pretty
was
much
until-
was just like,
until-
I won't wait for you.
It's like, I don't want to wait long for you.
Frankie's
come back
Frankie's
fast.
accidentally walked into a dark room with two people before. It's fine.
They're both hooked up to the simulator. You're like, that's weird.
Oh yeah, he probably would find you like that, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
How,
The credits
do
are
you guys
still
have
going.
a big virtual reality goggle stuff on?
No,
Frankie's
we both
wa-
have the
Oh, you-
implant, so I'm assuming they just
Oh, so like
hijack our
Matrix.
senses.
Frankie's walking in with a suitcase full of
Oh.
gold and a bomb, and he just sees that. Oh, no.
You would probably arrive after that scene. Also, the door would be locked until they were done in that room. Barry would make sure and let you know, like, hey, make sure and let me know when you... Again, this is the entrance of the Enclave that you guys are at. So, yes, they do have an ability to just lock the door of the Nickelodeon.
They do.
Would be a 5 difficulty lockpick check to break in. Would just work as normal. You just hit the E key a bunch of times. And the elevator would lower.
Well, before I go in,
Okay.
this is more for you than for anything else. Frankie would find some just private space that no one was, and he would take the bugle case that he got from Finley, and he would stash the bugle in the somewhere in the museum, and then he would put the mini nuke in the bugle case.
Okay.
This is just so you know where it is on Frankie's purse.
Yes.
That's all
All right. Is there anything else? Do you want to, like, hide the bugle case, or do you want it to just...
Just be where it always is on Frankie.
Okay. Wait. So
I have
You're-
lots of musical cases.
you're taking the bugle with you, leaving the mini nuke in a bugle
No,
case.
I'm leaving the bugle in the museum.
Okay, and putting the mini nuke in the bugle case.
Yep.
And you're bringing the bugle case with you.
Yes.
Okay, I thought you were dishing the nuke. Okay.
No.
All right. Yeah, the bugle case is pretty small, so because it is just a small guy.
Does the mini nuke fit?
What's that? Perfectly. That's actually a
Oh.
very good analog for.
Perfect.
Crap, I don't have a nuke case. Oh, I have this bugle case. That works just right. A more literal nuclear football, if you will.
Okay.
But yes, after that, you'd be able to enter the Enclave without a hitch going down the elevator. Barry would be back there to welcome you. Upon entering, you would probably see him just look up at his Pip-Boy and just go, welcome back, Frankie. Everything okay up there?
Yeah. Everything went smoothly enough.
Okay. You go ahead and roll a quick perception check.
Perception?
Yes.
Perception with what skill?
I'll allow survival or speech.
Both are tagged at 6, so that's 3 successes.
Okay. You can see. First thing that happens is you would hear a couple distinct clicks from his Geiger counter on his Pip-Boy.
The Geiger counter in my hand. I'm gonna go buy me some government.
Yes, uranium fever has gone and got me down. He would look up at you, and with a 3, go ahead and get 1 action point back. You would see he has no concern on his face. So likely the explanation was, yes, there is radiation on your person, but you are also a ghoul.
Background radiation from the surface.
Correct.
Would my Geiger counter be clicking on my Pip-Boy?
I apologize. I should have said that earlier. It would be, but at a very minute amount. I imagine it's the kind of thing that you would probably turn off.
Yeah,
It's essentially there's probably a setting for like, okay, I want this Geiger counter to go off.
Zeroing the Geiger counter.
Right,
Geiger
and
counter.
in the wasteland, it's probably going to be on all the time at harmless levels, or at least as far as you all are concerned. But in the Enclave, they are very concerned of like any amount of radiation, because that does mean, oh hey, you are not from here.
Yeah.
So, seems to be shielding on the mini nuke is solid.
That's good to know.
Yes. Yeah, it is. There would be no other difficulties. Martin would probably find you and just he would ask you, so how did things go up there? Do you think Barnes is going to be as amiable as we wanted to?
Yes, I do. He was, it took some persuading, I won't lie, but he'll at least work with me. If I'm the middleman between you and him, that'll work out fine.
Well, that's great. I imagine he was a little curious about who you were working for, right?
Did we mention to him that Barnes seemed to know something was up?
He seemed to know something was up at the museum. That's about it.
No, because when we came back from Polignani, Barnes was like, oh yeah, Polignani, just keep doing your thing. Because I feel like we mentioned that between the party members, right? That Barnes knew that.
Oh,
Was
yeah.
Martin there for that?
Hold on. Barnes knew everything about the Enclave because
Yes.
of your bug. Martin doesn't know about that yet.
Okay.
So he's just asking him, like, oh, hey, did he ask about, who you're working for and that sort of thing?
Yes, he was curious.
Did you tell him anything?
He somehow knew before I went to speak with him. I don't know how long he's been
he
watching
knew.
the museum, but
What did he know?
he knew that it was a group called the Enclave, that they were underneath the...
What's his source? We need to find this out. This is incredibly dangerous.
He slipped a bug in my suit when we came down here.
That must have been some bug. Barry,
I took it out, but is there a way to check for more?
there normally always is. This was a lapse on our own security.
Oops, wonder whose problem that is.
That is Barry's problem. That's why he just said his name.
That was not Elaine's problem.
Well, that too. Well, in the way that Barry screwed it up, and technically his manager is at fault, which would be Elaine. Since this would probably be in the entryway, he would just call out to Barry and just say, just get the debugger. Just do a quick scan of Frankie here. And Barry would come out and get a tool that looks kind of like those metal detectors that they have at stadiums that they...
Wand, yeah.
Yes, the wand.
He doesn't know anything more than Nelson did, and probably less, but any conversation we had while down here, he probably heard.
Including the one where I threatened to kill him.
He wasn't too excited to hear that, but
Well,
all things
most people
considered,
wouldn't.
it could have gone worse.
So you think, despite all this, that he is still not just willing, but ready to be a complete partner of us? No questions asked.
As long as you didn't cram it down his throat, he made it very clear that he's not working for anyone.
Oh, right, of course. I'd expect as much. He's mob.
But he seemed willing to help me and my friends out, which is now by extension you.
Good. Go ahead and roll a speech charisma check.
Oh boy.
Did not bring my dice. Wow.
Do I know the difficulty?
Yes, 2.
Okay.
Where
That's
are
2.
your dice? Still upstairs.
I left them in my drawer.
Okay.
No, it's okay. I don't need them.
You don't need dice?
There's virtual dice. We'll just save time for that.
Oh, no. There is
We
no way.
didn't buy all this dice for no reason.
There are virtual dice. Come on.
It's different. It's
Don't
different.
listen to a word this man says.
I'm persuaded.
Hey, listen, until I'm sponsored by dice, I'm not going to...
I did roll 2.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that will be a success. Well, good. Sounds like the exact response we got from Nelson. But it's good to have a better connection to him rather than just a business agreement now. You don't think there's any precautions we need to take against him? Any chance that he might, I don't know, decide to sell us out or anything like that? Incorporating your check in the past. I'm not going
I
to
don't-
roll again for any deception.
I don't think he would, but we probably do need to keep in mind Al.
Right, in California.
Al, in 6 months, is what I told him, will be coming back here to look for Nelson's body.
Okay.
I don't know what the timeline looks 6 months from now, but if he decides to come back, then you'll probably want to make sure you have some sort of security in place to deal with him. He's got Nelson's glove thing. I don't know exactly what it is.
Displacer glove. Weird pre-war tech. Supposed to be anti-power armor. Weaponry. Have no idea how we got it. Connections, I guess.
But he has that. Probably his gun.
Oh no, that should be plenty.
Barnes doesn't want to see him at all, though, so if he comes back to Chicago looking for Barnes, Barnes is probably going to get rid of him first. If he comes here, though, we should still have something in place.
Well, that is good to know. Did he believe that there would be any hostile action from the Enclave? Al, that is. Is he to suspect that he should come back to the Enclave base prepared to fight?
He would be expecting... I told him no one would be here.
Okay. So might be
So-
expecting a few booby traps, but nothing more.
I told him normal security. I don't know what that looks like, but
Could just beef it up. Just put a few landmines at the entrance, lock the doors. Next person that tries it. Could work. Well, as far as I can tell, it's been a successful mission. So, Frankie, thank you. Thank you for doing this for us.
well, sorry about the bug. That was unforeseen. I wouldn't have
tell
expected
Wayne
something
about
that
that.
smart from Barnes.
It had to have been an incredibly potent bug. I should have seen this coming too. Well, what's done is done. And there have been a lot of security risks recently. But I guess that's just another reason to count it as rather fortuitous that we are leaving. This will just be another abandoned bunker in just a few months. Oh. Well, in a few days, I suppose.
Well,
Once
what
we
are,
empty it.
what are the next steps then? What do you need from the mob to help move people safely?
I've thought about this a lot. Generally speaking, I'd prefer the mob handle security. One thing that the mob is very good at is handling lesser criminals. When lots of people are moving, there's going to be a lot of people trying to do the same thing they do, just at a smaller scale. Robbery, extortion, murder.
How's the Enclave getting to Sawyer?
We're flying.
Oh, okay. Is that the Vertibird plan where they're just ferrying people on a Vertibird?
Correct. Yes.
So they're going to Sawyer and then up to the station. Is that correct?
Yep. Yep. So the mob will need for
Okay.
one, keeping tabs on things. That's all we've. They've mostly been intelligence for us.
Keep an eye on the Brotherhood while we're moving.
Absolutely. And just keep an eye on anyone else who might arise in this situation to try and stop things. I'm certain there are going to be some groups that might say this is a terrible idea and we need to stop this. Depending on their own methods and whether they are more malicious, like the Brotherhood, might be a simple assassination or something like that to handle. Obviously, if there are benevolent people that are arguing for us not to move, not going to advocate murder there. Right now, I need a constant stream of information. That's it. The mob is a vast network across the Midwest. I also know they have their finger in the pie of the militia. Probably have Barnes get a message to their marshal or head marshal. Just tell him to start organizing a bit of an exodus. He'll be able to handle that on his own, most likely. Ideally, that's what we're hoping for. Not that I have every single head of every single faction just on a phone line to me, but that they know what's going to happen and they handle it on their own. And if they decide to fight or anything like that, we might have to deal with it.
Then should I let him know to deliver that message after you all are safely on Excelsior?
It's a good question. I'd say do it now. The weather's changing regardless. We'll get there. I'm quite confident of that.
Okay.
If you're fine with heading out another time before we leave, that is.
I actually have his radio, so I should be able to contact him from here.
You should, yes.
Is there any concern with listening, I suppose?
I would prefer you use that on the surface. Advanced organizations
I can go
track
back up
us.
to the museum.
Okay. That should work fine.
Is there anything else we should ask him about?
Barnes?
Barnes or Martin?
I mean, basically
I don't know, I
just the
can think
game
of it.
plan for once we leave, but that's probably a later conversation.
Well, our next step is clearing out Sawyer, right? That was the proposed next step. Go ahead, make sure it's
Setting up an advanced camp.
Yeah.
So maybe just we're gonna need to go get supplies for that unless the
Yeah.
Enclave has all of them on hand.
So intel from Barnes, supplies. That's about it.
Yeah,
Okay.
We might need to make one trip back up to the surface.
Tell Jerry that Chicago's in open. It's okay. We can do that.
We'll shop for you.
I'll go ahead and expedite this process a little bit. Now that you're back, Elaine was hoping to have a briefing with you all. I don't know how much Julian has told you, but as far as I've heard, you all are looking to help. And you'll probably make great candidates for the first step of this mission. She'll be briefing you in about 2 hours in the operations room.
Where's the operation room?
You'll just know. Sorry. That's probably one of the rooms
Signs.
you've explored by now. There,
Oh.
yeah, the wayfinding in the Enclave bunker. Very
Very
good. Yeah.
Better than the ENS, that's for sure.
Oof.
Ooh,
Oh my
ouch.
gosh, the ENS is like, yeah, you want 280 to 285? It's that way. And you're like, okay, so 284 is that way. And they're like, that's on a different floor across the building. How did you
It's
not
a
know
quarter
that?
mile down the hallway.
The reason we didn't put that specific number on any of the signs is because it's not here. Okay, so
All right, all right.
I'm
I'm fully familiar with the labyrinth that is the ENS.
I'd send a quick message or go back up in the elevator.
Yep, yep.
And send a quick message out to Barnes just to if he could have people keep an eye on Brotherhood activity and other criminals in the Chicago area. Where's Sawyer specifically?
Upper Peninsula of Michigan.
Oh, okay. Well, that's. Would the mob have any? Any
Not in
view
the
of that?
UP, but in
Okay.
in Michigan at the very least,
Okay.
and in Minnesota and Wisconsin. So essentially, if the Brotherhood territory is essentially just east of Chicago, Gary, all the way to about Cleveland, just a thin strip that they have. So
Okay.
essentially, if they were going up to the Upper Peninsula, keeping an eye on the skies in Michigan and in Wisconsin would probably be good enough to keep an eye on if anyone was flying up there.
Let him know that. I don't know if they have resources to listen to Brotherhood communications, but
Yeah.
just keep an eye in the sky. Look for any major mobilizations of the Brotherhood at all,
Yeah. I'll let you know if I
especially-
ever see anything.
especially in the Michigan area.
Okay.
Oh, and see, yeah, if Nelson had any information on petty criminals or gangs up in the Michigan area.
Michigan is mostly contained, rather civil. There's not much action there. We'll keep an eye on it. Are you just looking for like what are raider gangs that are there, or
What we should expect when we go up to Sawyer, basically.
oh to the UB? Okay. Most of that area is wilderness. You might find a few wandering tribes, but it's just pretty desolate. Pretty cold. Very, very cold. I don't imagine anyone is up there this time of year, and if they are, probably a tough bunch. Tough, small bunch. No major factions are up there, though.
That's good to know. And that's all I would need, I guess.
Okay.
Back down the elevator. We're gonna go find Jerry.
Soft jazz plays. Frankie's like, man, this elevator takes a while.
Whips out the saxophone.
Mosquitoes.
They really need some ambiance or something here. Yeah, I'd go find Jerry. Jerry, were you gonna tell me about what other plans you had with this missile launcher that was so graciously given to you by the head of the mob?
Wait, what?
Barnes told me that he saw Pete Fletcher approaching mob headquarters
Oh.
with a missile launcher.
Oh yeah, intended for them to see Pete Fletcher.
He was not expecting to see Pete Fletcher, and he said if he ever sees you in Chicago again, he's going to kill you. I just thought you should know.
Wait a minute, how did he know it was me?
I'm gonna have to explain this a lot today. He bugged my suit. It's been bugged since we went to. Since we've been at the pier.
Really, Frankie? Is it still bugged now?
No, it's removed.
How do you know?
Because I removed it and they checked me when I came down here.
Okay, look, I was gonna go blow up their chem lab.
In Palmer House,
Yeah.
that would have blown up half the building.
That was the point.
There were a lot of people in there, including my brother.
Oh, I didn't know he was gonna be there, but I knew that all the chemists were gonna be there.
Dude, Bozeman was so nice to you.
He was high out of his mind when he...
That's why
yeah,
he was nice.
that's right.
Yeah, high people are usually super chill.
I know, they make chems that kill a lot of people, too.
So do you.
Yeah. Ooh.
Wait, do I?
Yeah, you've offered to make all kinds of people all kinds of drugs that would be useful to kill people with.
It is like your second strategy every time.
Mm-hmm.
Not your first, but your second, and we get to second quite a bit.
You also exchange real drugs for fake drugs at one point, giving a drug you real drugs in exchange for snake oil.
I didn't know it was snake oil, and the snake oil would have been more dangerous.
Not because it was snake oil.
Anyway,
Can I ask what your plan was walking through Chicago with wielding a missile launcher?
look, there's no point in being Pete Fletcher if they didn't see Pete Fletcher doing Fletcher things. So I decided to do Fletcher things in Chicago so that they'd see him, so that they'd blame him for any accidents that happened. I also wanted to see if I could get the mob to go after Gnosis, or what was left of it. A gang war, if you would.
I can just put Barnes on it. That was the whole plan, was to get us to help. I know you didn't know he knew it was you. So I can't really hold you responsible for that, but I just want you to know so you don't walk back into Chicago and get shot.
Well, thanks for the heads up. See, it's really hard for me to make a lot of these decisions. When we make a plan, I go to execute that plan, it changes partway through, and I'm left improvising on the rest.
What part of blowing up Palmer House was any part of any plan?
Well, neither was letting Al go, so...
It was a developmental plan.
And so
I'm
was
seeing
mine.
the hypocrisy here, okay?
Besides, you're not going to give me a missile launcher and then take it away without me getting to use it.
You didn't use it.
I know I didn't.
Well, we're gonna have to look elsewhere if you want a missile launcher now. Barnes is going to be very reluctant to give us any in the future.
Hey, I could have gone to try to kill Barnes. I didn't try to kill him.
And why would you do that when the plan was to put him at the head of the mob?
I wasn't going to, that's the point. See, the Wasteland would be better off with the whole mob gone, so...
I agree, but there's a lot of resources that the mob has right now that we're going to be using. So regardless of what we think about the mob, we need to keep them around for a little bit. I don't like it, and I don't like having put Barnes at the top.
Looks like Frankie's place is off to a rocky start, huh?
We're not working on it right now. There's more important things to worry about.
Okay, I'm just saying as far as brothers go, I don't think he's gonna come around. And I say that from experience.
It doesn't matter what he thinks about my dream anymore.
Oh, well, that's a first.
If he doesn't want to be a part of it, that's fine. But that doesn't mean I'm going to give up on it.
I'm sorry, Frankie. I'm just... Look, I don't like confrontation like this, and I kind of... Alright, I won't shoot any more missiles at the mob for the next however long we're working with them.
Unless Al decides to come back.
When Al decides to come back. We kind of just kicked the can down the road with that one.
We're giving him a second chance.
You tricked him into coming back here, and he's just gonna die then.
I hope that's not the case.
All right, Frankie.
Would you want me to tell him that I was in Nelson's body?
No, I'd rather have just killed him like we decided we were going to do.
That's not the solution to everything, Doc.
It is when you're dealing with these people.
These people.
Mobsters.
I was a mobster.
Were you, though?
I was on their payroll, and I did their dirty work.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I'm not happy about it doesn't mean I didn't work for them.
And you left on your own. The ones that leave on their own, alright, maybe they've got a chance. You're not going to talk one of the ones like Al that are that high up to just walk away.
Maybe not. But it shouldn't be our decision to take his life.
Wonder how many people are going to die out in California. You know, he gets into a fight or something like that.
Then that's his responsibility and not mine.
When we could have stopped him. Put him in the grave before he did so to someone else.
So now I'm responsible for everyone he's theoretically going to kill.
I mean, in a way, yes, when we could have killed him.
Everyone has the potential to hurt people. That doesn't mean we should get rid of everyone.
Not everyone has the same probability.
So your solution for all the murderers, raider gangs, and just bad people around the wasteland?
The ones,
Be to
that,
nuke them, right?
the ones that are actually killing people, yes. Al's not even just a mobster. He's the mobster besides Polignani. Or was.
And he deserves a second chance, just as much as anyone did. You used to do work for Gnosis, right? I'm sure there's a lot of people who would have wanted you dead if you continued to work with Gnosis. You had a second chance, too. Regardless of how you look at it, you changed. Everyone has the opportunity. Just because we don't like someone doesn't mean we don't give it to them.
Look, Frankie, I like your optimism some of the time, but the wasteland doesn't work like that. Did I deserve to die too? Do I deserve to die? Probably. I'm just saying. A lot of people are going to die that don't deserve to die.
And that's why it's our responsibility to change it for the better.
If you say so, Frankie.
So you don't agree that we should make it better? It's just if I think we should make it better?
No. I think we should make it better. Sometimes you can't fix an injury unless you cut all the rot out. And that includes people like me in Gnosis. If I were still working in Gnosis, I would say kill me.
But how do you tell if someone's rotten?
Well, I think if they're killing people is a good place to start.
I've killed people.
Are you doing it now?
Well,
Sometimes.
not willingly.
We just killed Polignani.
I didn't. I'd like to point that out.
No, I didn't. I got a cool weapon for it. So take that.
Maiming also works for getting cool weapons. Don't have to just be
No.
Lord Death to get it.
I
We should
changed.
probably find the rest of the group and update them on what's going on. We can agree to disagree, Frankie.
I disagree to your disagreement.
Well, I don't care. I'm leaving.
You guys are 5.
Jules!
Yeah, you can be around if you want to.
Some things never change.
You know, you can just
Jerry.
call me,
Jerry
right?
never
You don't have to
changes.
yell so loud everyone in the bunker can hear, and she'll like step out of a room like far down the hall.
That's quicker to yell. Where's everyone else?
You have walkie-talkies.
You know, let's call them and ask. And I'm gonna try and page Margie tab.
I'm old-fashioned. I don't use these newfangled
Newfangled.
You
pictures.
have the fancy one.
Newfangled pre-war technology.
I don't use this newfangled.
Yeah.
Pulls out an iPhone 12.
Would you mind going to find Tabs and Margie and bringing them here?
Yep. Let's see. Margie's at the nuclear forge, and Tabs is... Where would Tabs be? I understand. Margie would be at the atomic forge, right?
The Falcon Range?
The Falcon.
They have a Falcon range.
The Rookery.
The Rookery.
Probably some open space for the Falcon to fly around.
Yeah, probably the Great Hall, where...
Great hall.
yes, where all the fake crops are.
It's just a pretty good haul if we're being honest with ourselves.
It's just...
The halfway decent hull, I guess.
Meet us in the OK Hall.
This is the not bad haul.
Hey! Pip would actually be broadcasting to both of you simultaneously.
Yes, sir.
Jules wants it. Jules, what do you want? What do you want him
meeting.
Group call.
for? You are cordially
Get on
invited to
Skype.
the Ortega residence.
Okay.
All right, be there in a sec.
Jules, you know that you could just talk to them directly, right?
Oh, I just thought it might be fun for you.
Yeah, it
Stretch
was.
your proverbial legs a little bit.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay, you know me.
How's the new proboscis working?
It's great. I love ice cream.
Excellent.
Thank you for that, Jerry.
You're welcome.
It was a good idea.
It was, wasn't it?
One of your better.
Stabbing your kid's proboscis into ice cream repeatedly because he likes the taste.
All right.
Actually, I've got another pimp project I'd like help with. If we can talk later.
What is it, a nose?
We'll talk about it later.
She's
But I
like-
could use another scientist to help.
Jules is like, among other things.
Before that would happen,
like a whole body.
for the sake of brevity and sincerity, Pix would be leaving the party. She had a much more official goodbye a couple sessions ago, so I'm not going to roleplay a scene, especially without Jacob here.
We can retro roleplay a scene next time he's here.
That could work, but I think you guys will be very far away from the Enclave bunker at the time, and it would be a bit of an odd flashback. And additionally, Pix's last scene of like going through every single person was just rather poignant, and I kind of like the idea of just ending a little bit on that. So she would probably have encouraging words to say to you all, and would just update you that she is going back to Tato Creek to check in on our family and to make sure that that whole little town is taken care of with all these weather changes.
Julian would rip a page out of her journal and write her, however you get into contact with people using Pip-Boys and or radios.
Yep.
Not easily.
A way to contact her.
Okay. And she would have
Here's
that.
my number.
Yep.
Stay away from Chris, he would say as she was leaving.
Take good
I'll let
care of
Jacob
Roger.
answer that one. I know Pix would say, I absolutely will to that one. Did she ever rename that guitar?
No.
No, it was just
It's
Roger.
Roger.
Just always Roger. Fair enough.
Now and forever, Roger.
When we get together for the meeting, I swear if I find her with Chris when we get back, I'm breaking his other leg.
His other leg.
Oh, he had a leg injury last time we were there.
He got shot by a raider. Hence why the Brotherhood was there.
You want us here?
Yeah, right. You guys were saying?
What were we saying?
We were just having a conversation.
Why are we here?
I do have to. I mean,
You
I
guys
should
said you wanted to
probably-
update the group.
We
I
need-
should.
I've got the
probably-
group here.
Yeah, I need to update you guys on what the mob's up to.
Things didn't go according to plan since a few weeks ago.
Quick question. Do you guys want Avrancev and Cortland here for this conversation?
Yeah, probably.
I'm not going to lump them in unless you guys want to. Okay.
I'll make some tea and listen.
Is Avranciv broken up with her that we know of yet?
No.
No.
Why would we have heard this?
It was quite literally all in their heads.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, no. I see no reason to not include them. It's not that important.
Someone would have to say that.
Okay. Did
I
anybody-
wouldn't think of it.
Did
Okay.
anybody
But if
else?
you said it, I would go, oh, all right. And I would call them.
Should Nico and Cortland be here?
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm already here.
Okay. Did anyone else get anything from the mob?
Get anything by what?
Have them give anything to them?
Is there a security concern?
Well, Frankie got bugged.
That's how he knew that I was in Polignani's body. When I was getting my suit tailored, he had the tailor slip a bug into my collar.
I assume you've eliminated the bug and checked for others.
Yes. Martin knows. They checked me for other bugs. we're all good there.
Hang
Really
on, I'm
lapse
gonna go
of
get
judgment. A really lapse
She's
of
gonna-
judgment on your mom's part. Okay, she should have thought to check for that when we came in.
She's gone right now.
Whose part?
She's walked out of the room.
Oh, Jules.
Yes. She would come back a minute later with one of those wands and go, "Does everyone have everything they came in with?"
I believe so.
Not the power armor.
They're not gonna book power armor. And then she's gonna.
Yep. It would make a bit of a. It doesn't make any noise unless it actually picks up a microphone, and then it would generate a sort of feedback sound. That would happen around each of your all's Pip-Boys. But that is because your Pip-Boys have microphones on them.
That's fair.
Yep.
So bug the Pip-Boy is what you're saying. We need to bug something.
You could check. That would be malware that you would have on Pip-Boys to make sure that those aren't bugged.
Is
Do that. I could send everyone a phishing
Anyways.
email.
Barnes.
Yeah.
Please
What?
click this link. You won $1 million.
Margie's
Click
like,
to win
oh,
caps.
million caps.
1 billion.
I love those.
Jerry would click that.
Click to win very many million caps.
Please click
Big
Nigerian
winner.
prince. What's a Nigeria?
Every month, Jules sends out a cybersecurity update with a spam link into the.
And
Pip-Boy
whoever clicks
this-
on it has to go to her mandatory cybersecurity training each month.
To this day, Margie
does
still
that
have
mandatory
every
training?
single one.
All right, thank you for all coming to this 5-hour training. Each of you has been stupid.
Anyway, it was kind of your mom's fault for not checking for that when we came in. But anyway, I digress.
Are you feeling
Does
okay?
that
Martin
kind
actually-
of comment generally elicit a reaction from someone? Do you do it to bait people?
No.
Are you upset right now?
No. I'm fine.
Inside check.
I don't think that requires an insight. That's my
Yeah, that's
secret.
fair.
I'm always upset.
Literally.
So what perception?
No action
speech?
points for this one.
That's fine. That's fine. I don't want to
I'm gonna
farm.
roll. I'm gonna assume.
What'd you get? Aww.
Jerry's fine.
I just keep
I'm just
staring at him a
assuming
little
anyway.
longer, and then I go back to making the tea.
If you ever need to talk, you can.
Oh, I do. I talk all the time.
To someone that's here.
Anyways,
Frankie, does what Barnes has overheard change the way he's reacting to the Enclave?
no. He's still willing to work with me. So if I'm the middleman for the Enclave, Barnes is still open to help.
Where's the catch?
But there is no catch.
There's always a catch with the mob.
Your brother doesn't seem like, no offense, this is just the read I got on him. He doesn't seem like a kind of person who would take an advantage like that and let it lie.
Well, there's not much he told me. He said he's not going to work for the Enclave. He said he's not going to be under anyone's boot. That's how he put it. Like Polignani was.
So
And
is he interested in renegotiating the terms of their agreement?
No, he's not looking for a clone or anything.
Probably wise.
What's in it for him?
We get to be brothers again.
Well, what's in it for him working with the Enclave?
That
How do we know he's not going to betray us? Or I know he would never betray you, but if he could get, I don't know, if he kidnapped you and betrayed the rest of us, how do we know he's not going to do something?
but you don't. You don't know my brother.
He did threaten to kill me.
He threatens to kill a lot of people. Don't take it personally.
All of us, actually.
Yeah, so forgive me if I don't exactly trust the guy.
I get it. I'm just trying to think of what he's trying to gain from this.
What's his angle?
I mean, the Enclave, I don't know. We didn't really offer him much from the Enclave. I just asked if he would work with us. He said yes. Right? He didn't make any demands of the Enclave.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a perception speech check. No action points for this because it's kind of retroactive. 2 or 3. You'll get more information.
That's 2.
Okay.
Yeah, too.
At a simple level, it's kind of just good to have the information of, oh, you're going to do something huge to the wasteland. It's going to kind of be beneficial to be in the know about that. A little bit more profitable, like insider trading.
So, information is valuable to the mob. So, knowing what the Enclave is up to is information.
All right, I'm not saying he's going to betray us, but I'm just trying to think worst case scenario if he does, how would he do it?
Well, I don't know,
Go to the Brotherhood?
probably. But they're not on the best of terms right now, so there's not a whole big reason for them to do that. Nelson knew about the Enclave the whole time, and Nelson never did anything with it.
Well, they also had his body as a literal hostage, so
Well, so as long as we stay on Barnes' good side, nothing's gonna happen. We'll be fine.
I think there's ultimately not a lot more we could do outside of just keeping a closer eye on things in Chicago. Whether you trust him or not.
Oh, I'm not saying that we should go kill him or anything. I'm just saying we should be wary and not fully trust people that don't have the best reputations. Just be aware of what could go wrong.
That I think we can do.
Personally, I doubt that a ghoul mobster would ever consider going to the Brotherhood of Steel to give them information.
Thank you, Cortland.
That was not meant to be derogatory or anything like that. Just, I can't
No, that
see
was-
them
that's
ever
a
letting that
genuine
happen.
thank
Okay, sorry. It sounded slightly sarcastic, and I was like, oh no.
No, it's like a thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't know if the rest of you are in on this yet, but Martin's welcoming your help.
That's what he said.
You're all in.
Oh, that's good.
So my mother will be briefing all of us on the situation in a few minutes here. That's the tea. And she's gonna like plop down a bunch of cups in front of everyone and start pouring the tea.
Well, speaking of, we do have quite a bit of resources at our disposal now. You know, now that,
With the mob, you mean?
well, and with Frankie would pull out the duffel suitcase, whatever the gold was loaded into.
Yep.
According to accounting, this is 20,000 caps in solid gold.
How did you receive 20,000 caps in solid gold, Frankie?
The mob has resources.
And your brother just gave you a welcome back to being my
This,
brother
this
gift.
was when I was still in Puliani's body.
You stole it.
I asked accounting for travel funds, and I just put it in Puliani's office.
And then your brother gave it to you.
There's a lot more where this came from. I said something like 9 to 8 million caps.
So this is your brother's version of giving you some pocket change.
No, this is my back pay from Puliani for all the trouble he's caused me.
We should do that to DTL.
That does bring up another point. Next time we're on the surface, which I think it would be worth supplying up before we head out, I'm going to have to give them a call to let them know we're all no longer under their employ. Are the rest of you in agreement with that?
I mean, sure, they're not paying me, so.
When's the last time we called them?
It's been a minute.
Well, yeah, this is bigger than that. It doesn't matter anymore.
All right.
Should probably make sure you're not burning bridges, though. We could probably still use their help.
You're talking to the one person who's actually full-time employed by Delroy Trade Lines. I'll
We're
handle
talking to
it.
the only one. We're talking to the only one of us that doesn't burn bridges everywhere she goes, and taps.
I think I once lit a bridge on fire.
When did Margie burn bridges?
At my home.
Oh, yes.
It was with my cousin Jed
With her
Dax.
family.
By leaving.
I
I'm
didn't
sorry.
burn
You're
any
just
bridges.
so non-offensive.
Thanks.
Cortland burned the bridges with the Doppel soldiers.
What?
Oh, I could get along with them again. Just as long as they don't agree to kidnap me.
I feel like he is nice enough to pull that off.
I think
Hey,
this
you
is
have good beer.
this is a phenomenon called projecting. But that's a conversation for another time.
Anything else that needs to happen before this briefing?
No.
Okay. So in the operations room, which would be close to the armory where you guys were holed up that one time, in the second level, you would probably see Elaine Ortega at. Essentially, this is kind of just a slide presentation room. There's a podium. She has a giant baton to point at maps, anything like that. Yeah, I know.
School.
Yeah, and
The
it's
cover slide says presented by Slides Go.
yeah, and unfortunately, with pre-war tech and never have inventing the transistor or whatever the lore reason is, this is not a screen presentation. This is a projected presentation, which means the lights are going to be off. You're going to fall asleep. No. Anyways, in this room, you would see Elaine at the front of the room. You would see Barry. You would see Alice, the woman who you held up in the armory. And you would
Reverse
see
hostage.
Jane Purcell.
Does Barry look like he's been chewed out for something?
He's actually hiding it pretty well. He is here as this is a professional meeting, and he's not here to cry or anything.
He cried in the bathroom earlier. He's
His
fine.
eyes
Yeah,
are
there
red.
you go.
Oh,
Yes.
His nose is red.
Good evening. Take your seats, says Elaine.
Joe was already sitting.
Okay.
You're so petty.
So,
It's like me in church when they're like, "You can be seated." I'm like, "Artist."
I take it you all have agreed to the president's request. You're here to genuinely help us.
They're all in.
I know you're all in.
yes. Yes.
I certainly hope so. We're sending you all in with a scouting team to head to Sawyer Air Force Base. Do you happen to know what the time limit I've been giving on this? I believe we're on the last day, so it should probably be tomorrow.
Oh, we need to go get our crap now.
Yeah.
And talk to people if we need to.
Can I say this is 2 days away? I don't think I would like to give you guys one more day.
That's fine.
I feel like we've been
all
vague
right.
with the time.
Yeah.
We really have. Yeah.
Well,
And a lot
okay.
of
Okay, because here's the thing:
There was
is
a
you
plot
said a
relevant
week,
amount of time.
and then we had 4 days, and so we had 7 days minus 4 is 3 days.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's roll with 3 then. That checks out. Well, you all, as far as I have heard, have traveled across much of the Midwest and are experienced in scouting. I'm sure in surviving the wasteland and with dealing with hostile threats. Ideally, we would like most Enclave security personnel to be stationed with the Enclave to ensure that they are protected. That's why you all arriving at this time proves very useful for us. You're experienced, you're credentialed. I know at least one of you can shoot well. I suppose the rest of you did manage to take down Agent Steeples, which was, I will say, a feat. So, the plan for you all is in 3 days, you will be flying in our extended vertibird. I don't know what. I'm not going to refer it to the informal name, Jane. But there has been a small hitch with former President Adlerman's plan. Agent Steeples himself was supposed to pilot the vertibird. Sure, I'm sure we could hook him up with a bomb collar, but I don't want to have that risk.
It's a variable we don't need.
Correct.
Is there anyone else who could fly?
Jane is. She is 5 months pregnant. And there is still a way for her to actually perform this feat.
I mean, she's still got 4 months to go.
That is true, but there's also a chance that combat might erupt.
Can we just all collectively turn to Jerry to suggest a pregnant woman fly into a combat zone? Just
I mean, she's gonna be on the vertibird either way.
That's correct.
After
But
an advance party has secured the location.
Correct. She's still able to fly it. I suppose simulator might be the proper term, though not in the form of your
Right, the
Nicodemus Avranciv. Essentially, it is a fly-by-wire system broadcasting Jane's actions to the vertibird. We've tested it before. It should work at extended ranges, and the flight pattern shouldn't be too intense. As far as we know, our intelligence on Sawyer Air Force Base is that it should be abandoned. If there are people there, they're probably not people with missile launchers or anything that could even be used against a vertibird like this.
We've got 3 days. Why don't we have Jane teach Margie how to pilot? Always have a backup to the backup, right?
Margie, have you ever piloted an aircraft before?
Not an aircraft.
she picked up power armor easily enough.
And driving.
I gave her 1 lesson.
You taught her how to use power armor?
She found some on her own. I practically
Fair
just
enough.
showed her to walk into it.
Well, maybe teach her better next time. I took her down quite easily.
I think that's outside of power armor usage. I think
I mean, we were able to sneak in here with
Melee
a bug
training might
without
be
even
helpful.
knowing about it, so
That's true. That was our failure.
it was your failure.
That's what I just said.
I was affirming what you just said. I think it was very accurate.
so. Why don't we teach Margie how to fly?
Julian, what does this man bring to the table here?
He's a doctor.
Understandable.
We need a
could
good
use
doctor
that.
with us.
Everyone's like,
Understandable.
okay, this man had better have something very useful. He's a doctor. Okay. I guess I'll put up with him.
Fine.
I give everyone
That's how
in here
you've
a
been
reality
coasting.
check.
That's how you've been coasting through this whole campaign.
His sunny
He's a
personality
jerk.
helps
He's
out
a doctor.
too.
Okay.
He really brings a lot of levity to the group.
I do.
You see just a hint of a smile.
I return it just a small.
The Ortega smile.
It's the equivalent of an uproarious laugh.
Well, as part of this scouting party, Agent St. Jean and Agent Curlew will be heading this mission. Julian, you are certainly a fully fledged Enclave member, but I would prefer leadership to rest with operatives that I have been training for the last few years.
I understand that. I don't plan on waltzing back in and taking over where I left off.
Understandable. Back to the piloting thing. Margie, how confident are you that you could train to be a redundant pilot in case of any sort of network failure?
Sure. I could do that.
I asked you how confident you were. I'd prefer a number if at all possible.
What?
1 to 10, Margie.
What's high?
10.
Oh. 7?
That's good enough for me.
I can work on boosting the networked equipment in the vertibird as well.
Yes.
There's no way that someone could intercept those signals, could they?
Jamming is a possibility.
That's why we're training Margie.
Correct. It would require very specialized equipment.
Like a bit.
Like the Brotherhood has?
I believe the Brotherhood has extensive radio jamming equipment for certain frequencies, but not for the extended frequencies that we use, typically for our own radio communications. Especially for something as advanced as this. This is pre-war entirely. It's good to be concerned about that possibility, though, which is why I think a 7 is just right. Jane, do you think you can teach her how to fly a vertibird in a couple days? Well, I think flying is easy. It's just landing that's the trouble. She would look at you. She's gonna do an insight check of your metal.
Okay.
What's your metal? No.
It's sheet metal.
Actually, just aluminum.
All right. Go
Those
ahead.
words wound me.
Go ahead. Roll a speech charisma check and account for your -1, or your +1
yeah,
difficulty because of your gas mask.
I'm not wearing the power.
That is the face of someone who's very sure. Wearing.
She's a certified Robco technician.
I think that's just one success.
-1. Okay. So, Marty, you said 7. Do you think that was you? Was that an overestimate, or was that accurate?
That was like an estimate based on I've never flown anything that flies.
Mm-hmm.
So I assume about a 7 is right, but she has her level of confidence about her level of confidence is like, I guess I'll be more or less confident when I get in the plane.
Okay. Well, it's good to have at least a backup plan.
She looked over at Margie. Do you think you could? Okay, well, better than nothing.
So essentially, the plan. I'll leave the fine details to you all, and she would look. No, whole room, not just at the Enclave agents. But essentially, the core objectives are simple: land a far distance away, make your way into the base on foot, make sure no one is there. If there are people there, find a way to get rid of them quickly. I'm not advocating for cold-blooded murder if these are just travelers or basic wastelanders or anything like that. But we need to have the base cleared out in about 3 or 4 hours.
Arrive, secure the perimeter. What else?
Take a look at what equipment they have remaining. Likely there should be a nuclear reactor there, but no doubt it has been dysfunctional and possibly stripped for parts in the last 200 years. We'll pack our own microfusion reactor and parts in your trip. I'd prefer not to use that, so see if you can repair the base's reactor first. She goes through her notes. Because
Is the
I also
area
have notes.
irradiated?
Mm,
More so.
slightly, but it's the same as ambient radiation in most of the wasteland. Should not be harmful. As far as we are aware, we have not done readings of the area, unfortunately. Hence why you all are going as a scouting party.
I have every confidence in this group's ability to do that.
Good. Martin also instructed me to tell you he would like to include you all as part of the initial mission to Excelsior, given that you are A, experienced, B, expendable, C, some kind of spokespeople for the surface. He would like you all on board. For the record, Julian, you are not expendable. You are my daughter, and I am not going to pretend that you are. The rest of you, however, I have less vested interest in.
I don't have any vested interest in you either. Thank you.
Thank you for affirming that.
Now that we've made all of that,
Yeah, 2 of those 3 things were positive.
I also
Not a
sincerely
bad
hope that you
ratio.
all don't die. Genuinely.
No, we'd be happy to help.
Good. Success is when everyone comes home, and I'm not going to accept anything less than success. That being said, on traveling to Excelsior, you will be dealing with people that are 200 years old. They have not seen any of this wasteland, nor met any wastelanders.
The people are 200?
That is correct. They were cryogenically preserved from before the war. Their station suffered a malfunction when the war began. Essentially, it had a protocol to ascend rapidly into the upper atmosphere to the point that the temperature would naturally cryogenically freeze the passengers on board. Unfortunately, being present in the upper atmosphere exposes that station to... You see as she racks her brain. Photons? I think photons. Or something from the sun.
Radiation?
I think my husband used a different word, not just radiation. Well, it could be radiation. What's that?
Gamma rays?
I believe that is the one that he used. But essentially,
Radiation.
not my expertise. But essentially, being exposed to rays, whatever, caused some sort of malfunction in the station's protocol. It was supposed to descend in about 20 years to terraform whatever was left of the United States.
I see what happened. They moved to 0.
Correct. Well, technically they moved a decimal point because it's technically 190 something. I don't know. There was a glitch. So, these people have been cryogenically preserved for nearly 200 years.
They're going to be waking up to a very different world than they've known.
Oh, they've already waken up, and we've already told them plenty about this world. And as far as we can tell, they have handled it pretty well. We'll be doing a more exhaustive briefing on Excelsior later once Sawyer is actually set up. But for now, Martin instructed me to tell you to dress nice.
How nice does he mean?
Black tie.
No, not black tie. Perhaps try to avoid things that have patches sewn onto them. Yeah, that's probably everything you're wearing, Tabs. Frankie, your suit is impeccable. It's great. Any of the rest of you all that are using kind of cobbled equipment, maybe not the best idea. Or maybe not exactly what he's describing.
That might require some clothing purchases.
Most likely.
Should be covered by the Enclave since, this is their mission, everything.
What do you need?
Well, like you said, clothing. That's not,
Caps.
patchy. What?
Caps. How much caps do you need?
Well, I don't know how much fancy clothing costs.
What happened to our party clothing that we took to Xanadu?
Oh, that's a great question.
I mean, we have it, but are we gonna wear fancy cocktail dresses up to the?
I'm wearing a blue pinstripe suit with a red flower on it.
That is
Margie's
less
was a floor-length
counterintuitive.
dress.
Yeah.
So
Mine's like the blue and white checkerboard
Like
Dorothy Wizard of Oz dress.
Oh, yeah.
you could use that.
Principle is just basically, please do not smell.
I'm a doctor. I bathe regularly.
Good. They'll like that.
Get in there, secure to the perimeter, help our people move in, shower, go up to Excelsior.
Correct.
I smile again.
I would also suggest cold weather equipment. We have some of our own, but again, we are using everything that we have for Enclave citizens.
It's fine. We can go up to the surface and pick some things up as long as you're all right with that.
Fine. Actually, not just fine. I think that's a fine idea.
Did recently come into a good deal of caps.
Do you need any more?
What do you all need?
Cold weather gear, apparently.
That'll be fine.
Stim packs.
Got some upgrades I would like to give some of my equipment.
I'd suggest you procure as much of that as you can on the surface. We're traveling very light, and so everything that we need to bring should be for Enclave use.
It's fine. We'll pick up our own equipment.
Good.
I think
I'll
the
give you some
20,000
caps
should
to
be
buy
fine.
some stim packs. We recently lost about a dozen of them.
We can make up more, sure.
Okay.
Maybe we have 3 days. Just give me the materials and I'll get to work.
I'd be happy to do that. If you can manufacture stim packs rapidly for us, we'll spare no expense for that.
You could give us a shopping list if you want. I
Okay.
could pick up things for you.
Since I'm not welcome in Chicago anymore.
You're what?
Nothing.
He's crabby today.
I can tell.
Ain't he always
He's
crabbed
in,
up?
he's in fine form.
Barnes doesn't like Jerry.
suspect the feeling's mutual.
Yes, Dr. Fletcher tried to launch a missile at Palmer House.
He what now?
I didn't. I was running towards Palmer House and I got shot in the head.
Were you intending to fire a missile at Palmer House?
Who knows?
Yes.
Current allies of the Enclave who we will heavily utilize to move people out of harm's way.
See, I hadn't been told about most of what was going on. I thought they'd think that Pete Fletcher was doing that, and therefore they would blame Gnosis for any damage that happened to Al and anything else.
Was Frankie's brother inside of the building at the time?
Not that I was aware of.
This is before we knew that Barnes knew that I was inside Polignani. There's no way we could have known that.
I wasn't aiming for his floor. I was aiming for, like, the third floor.
The third floor?
The chem lab.
Ah. No one gets to deal chems in Chicago but you.
That's not the only manufacturing plant.
I know, but it would have been funny.
We'll pick up supplies and take care of it. Is there anything else you need from us in
Humorous.
preparation?
Say that again.
Is there anything else you need from us in preparation?
That should be it. Cold weather gear might be a good idea. Cortland would also, he would pipe up. Might be a good idea to purchase some kind of respirator if we're going up to the upper atmosphere. Power armor should include that. But it might be a wise idea for the rest of us to have those in case there's any depressurization that happens on board Excelsior.
Could we modify our gas masks?
Yes, that would work quite easily. Just get a oxygen tank and a little bit of tubing.
All right, we'll make it happen. Is there anything else you need from us?
That should be it.
Respirators.
Now, of course, I would say this is... Since we are going to Sawyer and then immediately Excelsior, I suppose this is the time for you all to wrap up any loose ends you have.
Yes, we have some plans for that.
I would encourage you all to not tell anyone our location and to not divulge any details about the Enclave while you are on the surface. I will find out. And you are Julian's friends, which has given you substantial credit. But I do draw the line in keeping my family safe. Is that understood?
Fair.
Is that understood?
Oh, yes, yes.
Roll a speech check, whether you're telling the truth or lying.
Well, I have Lady Killer, so there.
Okay.
Oh, no!
Elaine should have the
Oh,
anti-lady
brother,
killer perk.
this
I'm gonna
guy.
Except
roll
on
this
Nick.
one.
She does, in fact,
Yeah.
have Black Widow.
Oh,
Oh, I'll re-roll that
Wait a
one
minute.
again.
that does make sense.
Really?
She's like, Nick, don't take a wrong step.
3 successes.
Okay.
I do extra
Are you telling the truth or are you lying?
He's telling the truth.
Okay. All right, you do. I'm trying to remember if I tell you guys what the successes were on
He's-
conversation
he's-
topics, but
He don't know if she can pick this up or not. He's
Yeah.
saying yes, but he's just trying to be as petty and immature about it as he can.
yes, understandable. Good. Well, I suppose that will be all. Let me know if you have any questions.
We'll make the trip up in the morning. The doc will be producing his chems, and tell us if you need anything else.
Of course.
We should go take a look at the vertebrate. Jane.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. Test everything with the network. Margie, I'm gonna need to teach you how to pilot this thing.
I'll watch along just in case.
Okay.
And we will go on our stream
Yes,
break.
we will go on a brief break.
What's the informal name of the vertebrate again?
All right, and we are back. We will resume. I believe this was interrupted. Jane was just essentially saying, Julian, you can come help me with the network. Margie, I need to teach you how to fly. And then she would say, Tabitha, right?
Yeah, you can call me Tabs, though.
Oh, okay. Tabs, do you want to take a look at this thing's armaments?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Well, follow me. Grab your gear.
Okay, that would be
We've got We've got a long way to the observatory, but I'm sure we'll be fine. And she would lead you down to the Snowcat exit into one of the big giant pipes that
So
they
she's saying to get like power armor and stuff.
have. Probably not that.
Okay.
Don't waste a fusion core on this.
I
Yep.
just need to know.
You are going through a pipe to get to the observatory. She was just like,
Get your gear. We're going through the pipes. I love the pipes.
It's a pipeline.
The random wastelander to pilot pipeline.
Literally, the pipeline.
You could also watch the lessons. We could have 3 redundant pilots.
Do you have a pilot skill? I mean,
I
no, you do.
don't.
Do you?
I don't.
Yours
yeah.
is good though, isn't it, Jules?
What?
I don't have pilot at all.
Tag 6.
But it is based on your perception, though, right? And I have pretty good perception.
It is based on perception.
all
So
right.
I
could.
could next time we like level up or whatever.
Mine is
Jane Purcell would lead you all
tagged 4.
through a, don't worry, drained sewage pipe that would lead all the way to the observatory itself.
It smells like Jerry in here.
It's great. Jerry,
Old man
he
and
just
candy
admitted to
parts?
bathing regularly.
Smells like Updog.
He's probably one of the cleaner members of the party.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. I feel like Tabs
When's
would
the last
probably
time
smell
Margie
that 'cause
showered?
She's been living outside.
It's unclear.
Tabs has been living outdoors for the past 12 years. She probably honestly will stink.
It smells like Tabitha in here.
She's like, what?
Tabitha is in fact in here.
She grew up on a farm. She's used to things smelling bad.
I think the radiation probably kills all the smelly bacteria on Frankie's, so...
It's a
Interesting.
cat farm. It's gonna be
Unless
cat
there's
farm.
bacteria ghouls.
So he smells
Probably
aggressively
radiation
neutral.
resistant
Is what you're
bacteria
saying.
too.
His
Probably.
skin is decaying, so.
No, it's not. It's just sloughed off.
Sad.
It's actually the opposite of decaying.
You can't be skinny and a ghoul.
You can't be fat and a ghoul.
I have this headcanon. I have this headcanon that Jules' hair is so curly because she found a shampoo manufacturing plant up in Vermont. So she smells like strawberries.
All right.
She's like, where are we going to hold down for the next several years, Pip? Not the shampoo factory. That'd be, but we, yeah. The shampoo factory seems
could live
secure.
Close to the shampoo factory.
I mean, there's probably somewhere nearby that's a good fit, right?
I bet Ilsa from Casablanca's hair smelled like strawberries.
Hair aside. You all have been led to
You're down for that.
ahem. You have been led to a room that looks a bit similar to the elevator in the Nickelodeon. This one is much larger, though. Larger.
Larder.
Oh, my word. Okay.
Are there non-perishable goods in here?
No, not yet.
Are there
will be.
perishable goods in here?
No, not yet.
Me,
There will
I'm
be.
a perishable good.
Yes.
Yes.
Perishable?
Congratulations,
My
you're
own
good.
mortality, it's pressing down upon me.
That's
This is what happens when you walk
Average
into a larder every time.
women experience.
Child, would you get the lard from the larder? Walks inside. I am mortal.
You're not perishable.
That
You're
goes in
expendable.
highlights.
On it.
Spencer's perishing right now.
He's a perishable good.
She called you good.
There is a huge helicopter in here.
Oh. Fuck it.
It is much larger than the ones that you have seen being used by the Brotherhood. It is longer. You would see a tail gun in it. Hard to identify whether it's an energy weapon or just ballistic. You would see what looks to be a minigun poking out of the side of it, if it was ever used in circling attacks. You would see a couple rocket pods attached to the wings. Jane would walk forward, just hands on her hips, just look up proudly at this thing. It is emblazoned on the side. It is written in cursive "Calamity" on it.
She's looking good, Jane.
Yeah, it's been a labor of love, but we finally brought her up to working condition. The XV... Actually, I think technically we can remove the X. The VB00 Boxbird. A lot more storage capacity than anything the Brotherhood can handle. Could take an entire squadron of soldiers instead of just a fire team. And, I mean, look at it. It practically is the fire team. She says it's pointing to the minigun.
Tabs, how do you feel about operating something like that?
Oh, that's okay. The minigun is like correct.
Multiple barrels. It spins around and it goes...
Just because I don't know anything about guns in real life, but my
It goes
character
spinny,
would.
spinny, vroom, brr.
Okay. Well,
Spinny,
that's
spinny,
that was
vroom,
so
brr.
helpful.
Yeah?
That actually made sense. Well, throwback to when
I interned at a
accidentally-
firearms
Throwback to
museum.
when I accidentally shot
Died
Frankie because
inside.
me in real life didn't know the difference between a shotgun and a rifle.
No, it's okay. It's actually...
I
miniguns
love
are
that.
colloquially referred to as burnt. Because that's the sound that they make. They go burnt. No. The T is important. So it's not just go burr. It's go burnt.
Okay. Well, it's a bit different than what I'm used to, but I'm sure I can handle that.
I think you'd be terrifying behind that, Tabs.
This gun fires 6,000 rounds per minute.
I could think of a few people we might need that around.
It costs 50,000 caps to fire this weapon for 12 seconds.
I don't have 50,000 caps.
Oh no, that's just a joke.
That sounds like the actual numbers for the actual U.S. military, though.
Yeah.
We can only fire it for 3 seconds.
Yeah. You bunch of silver.
I mean, that's a lot of rounds. Do the math. That's like several hundred rounds with just 3 seconds. Imagine shooting someone 300 times with one pull of the trigger.
Hopefully I'll have that on me next time we run into a death claw.
What's her name from the one shot, or like the few shot? The Scarlet Ball would love that.
Percy?
Perseverance Fleming.
She's just on a whale.
On a
like,
minigun.
Whale-mounted minigun.
This is
literally
just
her
when
dream.
this is just the kind of thing you want to use when you don't want holes in your target. You want your target to become a hole.
Nice.
Alright, so who am I going to use this against?
Well, hopefully no one.
Alright.
Also, I
This
was
is just if we run into unsavory people or creatures.
correct. I think that would be fortuitous, I guess.
If you're flying around the base and there's a bunch of death claws in there, you go wild.
Say no more. Say no more.
Quick question for you all, though. Do you think this is probably the last chance I have to modify it? With the gun poking out of the side, it's built for ground attack. I do have a chance to put it at the front of the fuselage, forward facing, which might be better for air threats. What do you think we should do?
I think there's a lot more likelihood of having a ground threat than an air threat unless the Brotherhood catches on.
I think that makes sense.
Do those, you said there were missiles on the wings?
Rockets, yes.
Do those rockets,
Oh yeah,
This'll
those
do.
can be used in a pinch. Maybe not the most accurate against vertebrates if we're facing any of those, or standard aircraft. But well, you know, if I have an experienced gunner, you can't even use the side minigun against threats. So it's just not as potent. Well, anyways, plans aside, why don't we get to work? Doo-doo-doo. Okay, so primarily, Jane would be teaching you the basic principles of flying this thing. It is really, really hard. Planes are probably the easiest thing to fly. Helicopters are quite difficult, but when you put them together, they're even harder.
It's just like flying a bike.
some of us have had trouble with that.
It's like if you combined a bike and a scooter, and then told someone with
Gosh.
no legs to learn how to drive it. It's a lot. It's a lot to learn. But you would find, even with probably the knowledge that you have of physics, that just knowing about just the fundamental laws of gravity, drag, fluid dynamics, that sort of thing, probably helped you a lot in understanding how this thing could work. So you do feel like you are, maybe even a 7, prepared for this kind of thing.
Wow.
Yes.
probably at some point, maybe in a little bit of a break of the work, Jane would probably have Tabs just maybe oil the barrels or just make sure that the gun is clean.
I don't know how oil barrel.
Yeah, that works fine. Yep. Just make sure all the ammunition is loaded and that the belts are linked correctly. She would try. Oh, go on.
So Jane, think we got any John Denver records around here?
John Denver. Definitely. Why do you ask?
Tabs is a big fan.
Yeah.
Don't have any around, but what day is it? This is important.
What day is it?
What day is it? I know you keep tracking your journal.
I haven't.
I'm so appreciative that you have been tracking this.
Okay, wait. So that was the 11th. That was the 12th.
Did you stop?
Oh, the 13th.
November or December?
That said level up to level 8. Or level
No,
11.
no. Here, 13th. That was when we completed the simulator. That was the day that Elaine picked me up. Was there a day's difference between when I left for the Enclave and when they found the Enclave? Okay, wait.
I think so.
Between that and the coup, there was at least 1 day's difference. So maybe it was the 14th when the coup occurred?
Correct.
And then it was a week after that that we were leaving. So we would be leaving for the air base on the 21st. We are 3 days before that, December 18th. The
December
day
18th.
after our anniversary.
Okay.
It's so fun.
Not that Jane would know that, though.
No.
I feel like it's someone's day after anniversary. Well, I mean, it's December 18th. Why don't we just put on Rocky Mountain Christmas?
That sounds great.
I don't have it now, but
Are there speakers in here?
no, this is an old observer. They might have had some sort of AV experience here, but again, the record's back in the bunker.
Hey Pip, you got anything in your databases?
Would he have just like gads of music information? I know it's part of his archive, but like, is he an iPod now?
What? Whatever Jem
This
would
is
have
my
had,
son,
he would
the
have had.
iPod.
And whatever she could have got from the Enclave's databases and put into Jem, she would have.
Okay. Yeah. Almost heaven, West Virginia.
Oh,
Pip
Pip,
cover.
it's all right. You can. I mean, you can sing it if you want to, but if you.
I'm a country boy. I've got music in my heart.
Where did you learn that from?
I already explained this to you, Tabs. Tabs said I'm a country boy.
Yeah. He is.
Well, I mean, Well, wait. Is New Hampshire the country?
Sure. I've never been to New Hampshire.
Why did they redo Old Hampshire?
You want to use the radio in the helicopter or vertibird, or maybe take a look around the building and see if there's any systems we could use to play Rocky Mountain Christmas.
Oh, there's definitely something here in the vertibird. And he would put on Rocky Mountain Christmas. Or Christmas.
There's a Rocky Mountain Christmas album?
There is.
It attracts a West Virginian death claw.
I'm playing it. I'm looking it up.
So guys, I love John
So we can play it on the way home. The Rocky Horror Picture Show.
They're all
No,
like
that's
vibing with the death claw, like, man, you're a cool dude.
A super mutant walks
lady
in. Are you guys playing John Denver?
Yo, he did a cover of the Christmas song.
It's a
Red-Nosed
girls' day
Reindeer.
over here. All the girls. Deathclaw women allowed at the party. Deathclaw men not allowed.
You just had it.
Josh, what weapon
There
are
you
you
go.
looking to make on the,
All right.
on the table?
We'll put it on the record
Oh,
sometime.
on
Yeah.
this one.
But yes, I don't know what it would be on
explosive.
Fallout, but
I didn't do the heavy weapons because I didn't think anyone was going to use
Bruh.
them.
Yeah. Go figure
Unfortunately.
Jerry would.
Well, I mean, it's not that hard because there are fewer.
Jerry's got a lot to compensate for, so he's got to use the big guns.
There are fewer. I mean those.
All right.
Don't say these
I
things.
apologize for the, oh man,
That's your whole whistle.
temporary intrusion. So, yes, Rocky Mountain Christmas would be put on the speaker. Do not play it right now for fear of, okay.
I'm just gonna get this stabilizer.
I moving on.
Did better than that.
I can't sing.
So,
That's more damage.
Margie, how did you get involved in this whole business? How'd you, what led you to DTL, was it?
Delaware Trade Lines, yeah.
I found a postcard in Oklahoma.
Oklahoma? But DTL's only headquartered in, and mostly operates in Michigan, Ohio, and a little bit of Indiana.
Yeah, the postcard was for Lansing.
Wow. So, are you from Oklahoma?
No, I'm from New Mexico.
Wow. I don't think I've ever met anyone from that far away.
You
That's what
probably-
everyone said to me when I came to Cedarville, and they'd be like, "Where are you from?" I'm like, "Oregon." Like, "Wow, I never met someone so far away." I'm like, "If I had $1 for every time someone said that to me, I could pay for school."
That came out very tabs-like.
Yeah, but I'm
She's
slowly
rubbing it
off.
cutting
If I had a
into tabs. I swear.
Not many people probably come here from there. Also, I only know one other person who's come from my town, or come out of my town, for the past couple 100 years.
Wow, 100. I mean, I've heard a little bit about, I'm using this because it's the correct word to use and not for any other reason, enclaves like that. A bit of a closed society, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the other guy that left? Or Cal?
He's my dad.
Ah, well, I guess the apple's not falling far from the tree, I guess.
Yeah. It was kind of a long time ago, so I don't know why he left, but
It's been one of the things we've been trying to figure out while we've been traveling, if we can.
Right. So did you leave in search of him?
not exactly. Sort of just, if I can find him, I'd like to.
Well, I guess you have something in common with Julian then, of leaving a very isolated community. But maybe they'll have you back one day, like we are with Jules.
I don't think so.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. It's not good to not let your family return. But I'm sure that Jules has helped you as much as she can with this whole father thing, though, right?
Pip's managed to actually create a rendering of what he might look like. We've been showing it around.
It's from my memory of him, so it's not up to date.
Nicodemus pulled her into one of his simulations. They can pull from memory if you've got an implant.
Oh, wow. I mean, I heard about that, but not interesting. How long ago did he leave? Or how old were you when this memory took place?
I was 2.
2? That is... Wow. Huh. Well, I guess Jules always did have a knack for finding people that were a bit more on the... I was going to put this lightly, but genius side.
You know you're just talking about yourself right now.
Yes, in silence.
Well, it's hard not to find someone when you're in the same bunker your entire lives.
Well, I mean, you picked the second best one.
I'm gonna let that go.
Good. I'll take that as an affirmation, and I will put this as a feather in my cap.
We're not getting into the whose husband was better conversation again.
It's good to have you back,
Especially
Jules.
considering the was, Jane.
Offensive is smart.
Yes. You know, I think these network systems could be boosted a little bit if we...
No, hold on. Put it in reverse.
The systems?
No. How's everything going with Nico, Jules?
I mean, fine. He's not coming.
He's not?
Fine.
Okay.
He's not coming.
You sound pleased? Confused?
I mean, he's got important work to do down there, just like I've got important work to do up here. It's just
So, an amiable see you later.
yeah, yeah.
What do you say?
You guys know how when you think I'm not around, you have your you and Pix have your conversations about, well, most recently you and Frankie.
You can
Am I
You
here?
and-
do that if you want.
Wait, where am I? Is Tabs in this?
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
okay.
you are.
I
Yeah.
just forget where.
It's a girls' night over here. All the girls are over here.
But Frankie's not in the room.
No.
No.
Would it be a problem if I joined in?
You won't talk about which guy you like. I mean, Nico. You won't talk about.
Well,
Nico.
not like that, but
I think you have more experience.
it's strangely not helping here. I don't know what it is. I mean, maybe it's just that I'm expecting him to be Silas, and he's not.
Was Silas your
My
husband?
husband, yeah. But the thing is, I don't know if it's because I'm from the Enclave and he's from the Wasteland, or if it's because Silas and I were the same, and Nicodemus is not. But
In what ways?
he's just had a very different experience of life than I have. And sometimes I feel like we're connecting. But then it just kind of fizzles. I think I might be a little rusty at this.
It might just take longer because you haven't known each other as long. You don't have as much in common, so you have to learn about each other.
Did you start as friends, or did you go straight into dating?
We may have gone on it wasn't intentionally a date, but it
They started dating fast.
Oh, okay. Well, that is, you've never done that before, as far as I know, unless
I
you
haven't dated in the last 8 years, Jane.
roll a deception check. No.
I don't know, it's just been me and Pip for a while, you know? Not really been top of mind.
Yeah, I get that.
It's the worry
Just
about
me
being
and
a
my
stepfather
falcon.
that's keeping him from
Out in the wasteland.
Most
no
of the guys you
bachelors.
meet want to shoot you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before that, it was just my farm and my relatives. I don't want to add any more to that hick stereotype, if you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean.
Well, come on. Surely it's not all just bad bachelors up there, right?
No, I mean, I'm not saying that. It's just, it's hard to trust someone you haven't grown up with and know like the back of your hand. I guess I must have just had it easy the first time.
I don't know about easy. You both worked through plenty of hardship.
Yeah, but I always knew where he was coming from. You know? Last night,
no.
I showed Nicodemus Casablanca, and, well,
Great play. Play as in great flirt, not as in that is a play.
it wasn't a play. I just liked the movie.
I know. You were being yourself. That's the best play in romance.
And what happened?
Well, he kissed me.
Oh, he did.
It's not that big of a deal, Tabs. People kiss. And then I asked him if he would wait, and he said, "Don't make me wait long."
Because he likes you.
I think because he doesn't want to wait long.
Well, hold on.
Because
What
it
was the
is.
tone? This is important.
What do you mean? What was the tone?
I mean, was it don't make me wait because I want to see you soon? Or don't keep me waiting?
He just
As in, he is really looking for, if you take too long, he'll just drop you for some wasteland floozy.
he just kissed her. I think he probably cares enough to wait.
Well, that was after he asked me if I wouldn't I Xanadu, and I told him weather was weather. May have changed things.
Whether or not. That's an episode 8 sometime.
Did he seem really upset about that?
I don't know. I have been having difficulty getting a read.
Maybe you should just ask him.
Maybe
He's
someone
leaving
else should.
anyways.
No, you have to
You
talk
gotta
to him
ask
before
him.
he does.
Or I'll ask him. I got nothing to lose.
Remember the first time we met him and you said you'd shoot him if I wasn't back in 30 minutes?
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
that was fun.
Maybe depending on how he responds, you can break out that offer again.
Yeah. I just got a minigun. What can I
No,
say?
that's silly. It's just harder to understand someone you don't know.
That's why you gotta ask him questions.
Yes, but
And talk to
how
him.
do you ask that kind of a question? That's sort of a weird question.
What are you asking? Do you want to go back to Xanadu? I missed the first part.
What?
What were you gonna ask him?
I haven't been paying attention this whole time. What are we talking about?
I'll shoot him.
Yeah, what are we talking about?
Wait, when was the kiss? Was this before or after I shoot him?
Poor guy.
Doesn't stand a chance.
Honestly, I think we should just let things be. There's enough going on
Nope.
with
Are
Excelsior.
you certain you
and-
know what he
should
meant?
talk-
No.
So you should ask him, what did you mean? Explain. Use your words.
Okay, I will do that.
There we go. Just be like, hello, Nico, my sweetheart, my darling.
And
I
kiss
got a
him.
couple questions for you before
Okay,
you
that's
leave.
that's probably about 15 steps further than
Nico, my good acquaintance that we went on one date with.
it's been 3, 4, 4.
We went on 4 dates. What are y'all?
Also,
We haven't talked about
Is
it.
that what they call define the relationship? You're supposed to have one of those.
Oh my
too.
word.
you could also initiate a kiss to let him know that you agree with his sentiments.
You could give him a handkerchief. I knew that's what they did in like them old time movies.
Well, okay, that would be fantastic, but that's not the point right now. The
Or
point
look
right
at
now
your
is
hair.
that I'm not about to go kiss him when he may have just said.
Just ask
"Don't."
what he needs. Or send one of us. Tad seems very ready for that job.
How subtle would you be?
Here's the thing: either I embarrass you, or you go and talk to him like an adult,
All right, fair.
or I'll go up and embarrass you because I will do that.
How subtle can you be? No.
I will not.
That's not on the table.
She's got her minigun, her other gun, the Falcon, every
Okay.
outfit.
I will say
Hey,
the minigun is too big to carry.
What are you, Julian? I have a DTR. I'll shoot you with my.
I don't know why they call it mini. There's nothing small
Yeah,
about
Corn
it.
Cob's like. Oh, I forgot to take Corn Cob out of my bag.
Oh, he's not in his nest.
Bag.
No. I will.
Where is Corn Cob? Is Corn Cob all right? There he is.
He's just a little.
Or there they are.
Okay.
Pronouns are old person. Remember.
They're old is.
Oh,
They're old is.
They're old are.
Person is squished. Remember the PowerPoint night?
I remember the PowerPoint.
Person is the possessive though.
Yeah. Person's pronouns are
Some
old
people
person.
have pronouns that are like bug and berry.
Okay.
I think we can make old person work.
No, old person. You have to use
Anyway.
it correctly.
did I hear something about Frankie and you, Margie?
She's got a crush on Frank.
That's definitely
But she
much more
won't talk
interesting.
to him.
I did.
They're both interesting. You did?
Yeah.
She said like hi.
And then I asked him about his childhood.
Did you ask him on a date?
No.
Hey, you should
If
be
you have a
like,
crush on him,
we
then-
we could possibly die in the wilderness if Tabs' minigun fails when we run into a death claw. So I just like to confess my
Oh, the appeal to danger.
Yeah, do the whole like life is short, we should get together because we could die at any minute.
Isn't that a fallacy?
What's fallacy?
But that doesn't matter. I mean, in this case.
No, it's
in
not a
this
fallacy.
case, it
It's
doesn't
true.
matter.
We could die.
No, but as
good
an
now.
argument, it's a fallacy.
Love don't care
No.
about fallacies.
You're thinking of a
Caring about
slippery
you.
slope. This isn't a slippery slope. We could die. It's not if we do this, this might happen, and this might happen, and then we might die. No, we'll be possibly shot at. We could die.
But it's just kind of a false equivalence of, we could die, so we have to be together.
Not be together. Just live life boldly.
I'm not very bold.
Well, boldness begins with just a single step.
We could have Tabs go embarrass you if that would help.
Yeah.
Now that's the kind of fallacy that we're
I'm
working
feeling
with.
oddly confident.
You're all
tonight.
gonna do every romantic step that we want, or else Tabs will
Tab's
embarrass
writing
you.
her own
Or else we
blackmail
send
book over here.
Tabs is like, I'm the matchmaker.
It's like when your parents like try
Get
to embarrass
together.
you in front of your crush when you're like
No.
15 and they're like talk to them or I will, and then they like make a fool of you.
Let's do this.
Stop.
If they don't kiss, she always shoots whatever man it is. She's sexist.
Some guy.
My girls are ride or die. I will shoot the man if they don't kiss.
He's already shot Frankie.
Well, listen, just. I'm not telling you to take things very fast, but it might be worth just to clear any miscommunication and get the truth out there.
I don't think there's been miscommunication.
You have a crush on this man,
Sure.
which
Just
means
said
you
that.
want to date him.
2 words.
Maybe.
And in order to do that, you asked him hi and about his childhood.
I have to get to know him first.
That's fair.
It is.
It's the most rational argument right here.
They're like, oh, you sunk your own ship.
Man, you're actually treating him like a person. Dang it.
Maybe just join him on assignments. When there's a scouting party, say, Frankie, I'll go with you. Things like that.
We're doing that.
But I mean intentionally. You and Frankie.
What do you like about him?
He's nice.
She's like, I don't have a lot of options.
Is that
He's
a,
not terrible.
Is that a
He's not
rare
Jerry.
commodity in the wasteland?
He's
Little
not
bit.
Pete.
Is that a rare commodity or something? Yeah. No, the bar is low.
The bar is in hell.
Anyways, this is a yoke. You're gonna hold it like this, and you're gonna fly boldly. But safely, and considering the aircraft's stability when you're flying. Don't do anything too disruptive,
That's
but
what I'm
also
trying
you're
not to
gonna
do.
need to take off eventually.
But not too soon. I haven't done this before.
That's true.
In 3 days, we're going to need to fly.
Well, I mean, the plane.
Yeah.
That's right. The plane.
Yep.
You know we're flying this in 3 days.
The plane.
Oh, I mean, you could take your time. We're flying in 3 days.
Right.
Just think of it as a metaphor.
fly
for
eventually.
You and Frank, you just gotta believe.
How old are you?
Oh.
21.
Oh, yeah, you're certainly old enough to be flying already.
Is there an age limit?
I mean,
Yes.
yes.
Are you still talking about the vertebrate?
Have you not picked up on this?
Well, no.
It sounds like like, who's am I gonna shoot?
Tab said it. Are you still talking about or?
We're talking about the vertebrate, but we're using that as a metaphor for her potential relationship with Frankie. You know, you just gotta
Wow.
take that risk and fly. Fly like a bird and a vertibird.
A bird and a vertebrate?
Yes, I have a bird.
But
And
he
that's-
couldn't fly a vertebrate.
You could fly a vertibird. Are we not flying a bird? What are we flying? A plane?
It's right here.
It is,
What am I looking at?
Calamity.
it is technically both a plane and
As
a
a
helicopter.
player, what am I looking at?
A tilt rotor aircraft. It is a giant. I would say
It's got like 2 helicopter blades that go up.
Is it like in?
and-
Oh, it's the. Oh, it's
what's
a,
that?
VTOL.
Yeah.
Like in Doom.
It's like a flap guy.
Yeah.
No,
No,
it's not an
no,
ornithopter.
no.
Flappy
it's-
Bird.
It is like a helicopter
Flappy
that
Bird.
has 2 propellers that can also just go whoop, so that they're forward like a regular plane. So it can fly like a regular
So it
plane.
can
So-
and it
take
can
off
also-
vertically.
It's
and
not
then-
a vertibird.
It can fly as a helicopter.
It is a
and
vertibird.
plane.
Okay.
Vertibird
also,
is a
maybe
class
in
of aircraft.
Tabs' world, everything that flies is a vertibird.
That's, I mean, that's followable.
not-
Vertibird.
We don't ever see
Vertical
anything.
bird.
Vertibird, yeah.
Word.
She's never flown. Oh, okay, I know what that is now.
Angel ascending to heaven.
Yeah, President Kimball flies in one of them
Yeah.
in New Vegas.
And you're just trying not to get him blown up.
Yep. Why in the world did you kill
Go back
President
to when I
Kimball?
first tried
They
to
try
do
to make
that.
me pay taxes.
Do you remember when I
Fair.
first tried to do that mission and I accidentally walked too far over the like line of no return and I just got shot by all of the NCR?
Mr. President, get
I was
down.
like, I'm
You're
scouting
not
for
on my
bad
team.
guys, and then I like stepped over the line like, intruder! And I was like, I'm trying to help you. I'm the bad guy.
All right. Anything else that wants to happen in this hangar conversation?
Tab, you got any relationships?
Who would I even be dating?
Kidding. I'm kidding.
Who's left in the party then?
Frankie.
No, she likes Frankie.
Ooh.
He's off the table.
A triangle,
You don't date
which neither
someone
are going to
your
get what
friend
they
has a
want.
crush on.
Exactly.
Court
besides-
Besides, available.
Isn't he like 60?
He is in
It
his
sounds like
mid-50s.
Nico might be on the market again soon.
No,
Don't say that.
he's not. And Jerry's like 84.
He's not that old.
Yeah, he is. He's
No.
like 83, 82.
It's
How old is-
surprising. He's my age.
How old are you?
35.
Skin doesn't always work right in the wasteland.
I told you, canonically, Tabs has believed this entire time that Jerry was like 85. I, as a player, knew he was
Every time you say the age, it goes up.
87.
Like 50,
I
70.
thought he was
We're upbidding.
127.
Yeah.
I'll give 65.
69.
You're telling me he's
Psycho Bell.
35? You feel like I could realistically date that grandfather, and it wouldn't be an age gap. A crazy.
He
age
mentioned it in the psychological evaluation, so don't tell him you know.
Was that the only reason you're not dating it? Or
Gap. No, he's like a grandpa to me. That would be weird.
Well, is there anyone that you all have interacted with that is your age? That is actually nice in the wasteland?
That really does narrow it down.
Ooh,
That
bitches.
does exclude Gary, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
How old are those tabs?
28.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Tommy.
What, 34?
No.
35?
oh gosh.
Yeah, I know. Do not recommend. Tommy Victronics.
Nope.
Listen,
Bedges.
you may not.
Yes.
He has a stable job.
Bedges is strong and independent,
now
and he
that
don't
I'm
need no
contributing
anyone.
to this whole,
He works hard
thing
with his
you
bare
all
hands.
do.
He's a blue collar worker.
if you need anyone shot, just let me know.
I have a gun. I can shoot them.
Well, I know, but
Oh,
sometimes
you're saying
it's
if
nice
I
for
meet
someone
a
else
fella
Right.
that
I
I'm
shoot
not
someone-
related.
She's telling you she can be your wingman.
Ah.
I could restrain
Or we
someone.
won't.
Okay. Are there any single fellas in the enclave?
to. Probably.
Steeples. Barry.
Briefly, Pete.
Now, pieces of
I'm married to my work.
He would.
I just get his ring finger.
No
Alright.
one is perfect.
Gotta
enough
settle.
to be-
Doesn't give me a lot of options. Humanity's dying, guys. Okay.
Barry's nice.
Who? Barry?
Well, I'm not here, so I can't say.
Frankie just pops out of the.
He sucks at his job, but
Frankie's like popping out of the woodwork. Here's all the single men.
Yeah, we're like,
If you needed a list.
myself on the top. Anyways.
You can see
Valid.
having been around the
Valid.
block more than once hasn't really helped that much, but if you need help, I'm here.
I appreciate it.
I'm just saying a Fallout dating simulator would be really funny.
You should ask Nico.
Nico? Oh, wait, to make the simulator. I thought you were saying Tab should ask Nico out.
Oh, to make a dating
Did you miss the entire conversation? He's off the market.
Not the first person to ask for that.
Remember I wrote the laws of simping in college?
Don't make me
the
wait
laws of
long.
I wrote the laws of simping because our friend group bonded over our crushes that none of us ended up with.
Fair enough.
Don't make me wait
And
long.
once
or I'll
again,
date
he
Tab
it's been a
wasn't
very
instead.
productive flight
What?
school.
Once again, he wasn't in the dating pool.
Let's talk about flying. All right. Go ahead. I want to make you roll a check for this. Do an intelligence pilot check. Partial successes. This is just to see how many successes you get, how you properly grasp this.
I'm gonna use a luck because I feel like this might be an interesting one to get more than one success on.
Do it.
I've already done it.
Do it again.
Do it more.
I already got another success.
Do it. You guys have action points, right?
We have one, but was this
Oh.
technically a scene change?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we lost it.
Yeah.
2 successes.
2 successes?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your current piloting score?
4.
Okay. your piloting skill will not apply to flight checks in this thing. You will use a pilot focus of 1.
Okay.
Wait. Hold on. I did my math totally wrong. Essentially,
The math is
2 successes out of 5. 2 out of 5
Okay.
is 40%. And so I was like, what's 40% of 4? And I did the math totally wrong.
It depends on if you
1.
round up or down.
What's
I mean, technically, you should probably round up.
It's
'cause
less
closer
than,
to-
it's
Closer.
slightly
It is
less
closer.
than 2.
then 2? There you
Okay.
go. Yeah. So that is your vertibird piloting skill.
Fair enough. I'm assuming that if I do further checks, I can get this up to my max, where it's like with the normal pilot score.
Yes, correct.
Nice.
Yep.
I can vibe with that.
Okay. Also, as part of this training, that would really help accelerate the process is the fact that they do have an actual flight simulator here, and it is
Whoa.
operating on the same technology that Abertziv's simulation is. Not
So I can just plug and play.
correct. These are canonically in Fallout. They're a thing.
Why didn't they just push Margie in there to begin with?
Huh? What do you mean? You gotta teach the basics before you just strap someone into a simulator.
It's a simulator.
Yeah.
The same as the real. That's the idea.
Well, if you don't know what a yoke is or what any of the buttons do, you're gonna crash
Tell
in
me
the
there's
simulator
no
real
simulated
fast.
yoke right here.
Let's
in the simulator.
let's be
There
honest.
is, but you
Jane
don't know what
wanted
that
to show
does.
off her passion.
If you don't know the
project.
basics.
That's what happened here.
Yeah.
Jane
Like-
was like, "Look at my pretty little thingy." Actually, the better way to learn is this thing over here.
But look
way
at
less
this.
cool.
You need
This
to learn
one
the
is
basics of
great.
aerodynamics before starting a simulator, or unless you want to crash all the time. I mean, I tried to learn how to fly on a simulator, and I crashed all the time.
And
'Cause I didn't
that's
actually
why
do
you're
the
not
homework.
flying commercial airline planes.
I also don't want to move.
Up is down and
Oh,
down is
fair.
up. I don't
It's
know
almost
who
like we
decided
like you
that.
guys or something.
Yeah.
Huh?
I
It's
can't
almost
see
like
why.
we like you guys or something. And that's why we might not want to move.
All
Oh,
right.
fair enough.
Any other business in girl talk and bird talk, I guess?
Bird talk. So about corn cob.
Is he dating
I think
anyone?
Jerry's gonna start
old
working
dating
on the stim packs in the lab.
Okay. You have 3 days. Do you know any, is there any sort of time scale listed in the rules for crafting chems? Because I'm happy to, you have all the resources you have known to mankind right now. So
Yeah.
I'm considering the idea of just having you roll a intelligence science check and multiplying your successes by 3 or 4. And however much that is how many Stimpaks you can make.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just do that. Let's say 4. You have a lot of supplies at hand right now.
Okay.
So
Mega
your
supply.
successes times 4.
Okay. Well, because I'm wearing my lab coat, and because
feel so official.
I know I feel so special.
Your lapels.
I'm a special little boy.
Oh my goodness! I'm gonna use a luck point.
My family taught me how to
Would he put
make
that dice in
drugs.
jail?
And weirdly, that's become one of my dominant personality traits.
Only 2.
2 chems total. That's not.
2 successes.
Oh, times 4, so 8. 8 Stimpaks.
That's not quite the 12 that they lost, but it is more than they had before.
That's true. And they would be very thankful for that.
Elaine might even respect you.
Elaine liked that. Yep.
This is just Jerry secretly trying to win the approval of my parents. Because he wants them to be his parents.
Yeah.
I mean, chems are his love language, let's be honest.
I think you would like these
I made you
drugs. I can make them
Stimpaks.
for you.
Yep. All right, any other business that you all would like to attend to?
Shopping.
Shopping? Who's going shopping? Raise your hand.
Yeah, if they're going to Treasure 10, we gotta go back and get the.
You're going to Treasureton?
Yep.
Okay.
We're well known
Tabs going
around
shopping?
there.
Yes. I don't think I got to go to Treasure Hunt last time. Right? It was like the group split.
It was.
in
It's
half.
super duper.
It was. It was
Yeah,
Pix
I
and I.
wasn't
It
there
was
for
Pix
the
and I.
super duper- yeah.
I would give everyone the briefing on that on the way over, just in case it became relevant.
So if we see Beeb, kill him.
Beeb won't be here.
He
So-
better not.
I'm actually
Beeb
curious
is
if they've
gone.
hired a new chems dealer yet.
A quick question.
Yes.
Would going to see River be a during this time sort of thing instead of shopping or a separate thing?
You can do both.
Okay.
We need to pick up the van anyway.
Jules, can we take the simulator?
Yeah, of course. I'm just portable.
Okay.
You mean for,
Yeah, I figured we'll have to go back to the pier to get the van anyways.
Right,
So
say no more.
I took it to the pier.
Oh, you did? You dropped it off at the
when
mall.
when we
Yes.
sent Sergeant Corporal back down.
Correct.
I think that works out.
Actually, now that I remember that Sergeant Corporal is back in the Enclave, I might actually retcon
Was he
him going in the scouting party as well. Would you guys be amiable to that, or would
That's fine.
you oppose that?
More guns.
extra
Yes.
set of hands?
Yes.
Or any of our NPCs coming with us on the shopping trip?
Cortland will. Yeah, he'll come with.
Nice.
Average of.
Does he not like Treasureton?
He does.
is
He has a
in-
friend there.
He's in an awkward way with his girlfriend right
You know
now.
what? No, he's going with.
They're in
Yeah.
a situationship. I wouldn't say they're girlfriend, boyfriend.
That's
awkward for
Jules'
them.
fault. He's like, I'd like it to be a real thing, and she's keeping it as a situationship, and it's weird.
Actually, at mentioning Treasureton, Nika would probably perk up. Oh, really? Oh, I'd love to come now that I'm fully recovered.
Yeah, I'm sure Haley would like to see you.
Yeah, it'd be great to meet her again. All right. Do you want me to lead the way back over there?
Sure. I'll take up the rear just in case.
Oh, it's okay. I can do that. That way you can spend time with Nico.
Thanks, Jerry.
I think that's a good idea.
What are you doing?
This is for later.
Oh gosh. You're gonna have to have a roll off to see if this man still wants to be around you.
I think it was clearly a no.
All right. Are you guys going
By
to
the
the
way-
pier first?
If they have to get the van to drive there, then
Jerry's not going to the pier.
we will
Margie.
come back to the museum and pick Jerry up.
Margie would have given her like a knowing look that you couldn't have seen because her eyes are never visible.
Margie's eyes just stare into her soul.
That
I
is
think it was, like,
that
a
is the
specific
thing.
head
It's like
tilt.
every time you see Margie, it's just these giant like mirrored lenses going. And that's it.
I always forget that. It's like kind of uncanny.
I know. They're like, how do you feel about this? And she's like,
Yikes.
4.
okay. It's like you could not know what's going on in there.
All right. So, you guys go to the pier. Do you have any business at the pier other than picking up the van?
Yeah,
wanna run
Frankie
inside
has
for a
some
minute?
business with Barnes.
Yeah. Would you like to meet him at the pier?
Probably,
It's probably
in
at
Palmer
Palmer
House.
House.
Right.
Probably in Palmer House is fine.
Think Armano would help with any of our current clothing,
I mean,
considering the recent windfall. I was hoping to get something a little bit more protective.
I'm sure he would be willing to help, but
Maybe
as long
something a
as
little bit
he's-
more pertinent to Excelsior.
Yeah, I can pick something out for you. I assume you probably want to pick your own clothes out.
Sure, yeah. I just mean something with a little bit of
Protection.
yes, a lot of protection.
I'll make sure no bugs are put in it this time.
I appreciate that. I'll double check.
Not a bad idea. Probably should check the van too.
I will do that.
You've done this to us, Spencer. We're paranoid now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna carry that wand around with me wherever we go. Just in Frankie's face.
Well, Frankie's face wouldn't.
Margie's face.
So Frankie's conversation with Barnes might be a little longer. He might just let the rest of them go to Treasureton
Okay.
with a shopping list.
Yeah. That
I
can
could
work.
figure whatever you need.
He would hand you a list of parts that I definitely have prepared, but Frankie would be too dumb to understand.
Oh, are you gonna give me the list
Yeah,
that you definitely have prepared?
yeah,
You have it
Uh-huh.
ready to hand to me, right?
yeah. Frankie can't, but I will send it to you.
All right. Trying to think of who to deal with first. So you guys go to the pier. Let's see. Palmer House is in the middle, so
Dropping
probably-
off the portable simulator with Frankie to Palmer House.
Yep.
Take good care
They'll
of it.
take the. I'll make sure nothing happens to it.
Not anywhere you find a supercomputer right now.
Is this gonna work without Pip?
Yes, now that the simulation's been run the first time, it should still be in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
You won't be able to change things with the snap of your fingers like we did when Pip was in there, but
Okay.
I mean, I think it'd be nice to be there. I don't have to say anything, though. I don't want to take away from the moment, but in case there's any other changes you might want.
yeah, I mean, if you want to stay, you're welcome to.
Yeah, I'd like to. Unless you don't want that.
I have no problems with it. I just, probably just don't let Barnes know you're there.
Okay, got it. Brotherhood protocol.
Yeah, probably. Probably.
Okay, sounds good. We will actually probably do shopping before we do that conversation, if that's okay with you. Yeah.
I imagine.
Yep.
I will send you that list.
I will pick it up. I assume you're sending me with the cash. I mean,
Uh,
the gold bullion.
Frankie's not going to send all of it with you because that would be a poor idea. He'll probably
Jules,
send
like-
you with, because it's cold weather gear, respirators, couple weapons. He'll send you with,
Some upgrades for some of my weapon stuff I'd like to purchase.
yeah. So that's.
I've already got some myself, though.
He'll send a quarter of it, 5K. Would probably be enough.
Amazing.
He'll get you something at Armano's. Does anyone else want something from, like, upgraded ballistic weave from the mob? Jerry, do you need anything?
I don't think they'd give anything Jerry sized anymore.
We've
I think-
outfitted it with a mini nuke.
I mean, if you just want to pick up something like old world looking from Armano's for everyone, it doesn't even have to be ballistic weave. But it'd be good for everyone to have something they could wear up to Excelsior in case they're overly particular.
All right. So who is buying what at Armano's?
Jerry's buying a missile launcher with a
I said who's buying what at
oh,
Armano's.
Hermanos.
You're welcome to go to the pier if you
Oh,
want
no.
to die.
Here, Armando can have a missile
I got
launcher.
confused with where Armano's
And
was.
where's the pattern for that? What fabric does a missile launcher use? What do you want from me?
I got something right for you. It's a coffin.
Can I have a missile
Just your
services at
size.
Armano's? So
I got
photon
something in the
agitator
back
and
that fits
improved
you
barrel,
really
sharpshooters. The ones that
Oh,
are checked
dear
off
Lord.
here, these are the ones you
Those
want?
are all the attachments. Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to cost 168 caps.
That's not bad at all.
Unless you
How
haggle.
did you get the
ammo
budget list?
The ammo is more, because I looked it up. The ammo is more expensive.
Then the upgrades?
It's 3 caps per shot for fusion cells.
But like the
They do more than one, right?
The upgrades with a laser pistol is 168 caps.
Really?
It is not bad.
This is why I was like 50 caps is not that bad of a weekly salary.
No. Even 20 caps
Man.
wouldn't have been bad with
Cool.
room and board. Room, board, and protection from the mob. 20 caps is reasonable.
Yes.
How do you get protected from the mob? Have you tried being in the mob?
As far as Armano's goes, I'd love to just get as high in the ballistic weave scale as I can.
Yeah. Considering what has just transpired last night, you all would have access now to Ballistic Weave 5, which provides, this is the last one in the game, 6 physical resistance, 6 energy resistance. I believe Frankie already has it.
Yes.
So we can up our armor to 6.
Who's getting it?
You should probably set it up for Excelsior wear, not upgrading current gear.
I know, I don't think Armano would work on my heavy coat.
I mean, he probably
Why not?
would.
Is it leather?
Yeah.
Absolutely, he'd work on that. Huh.
Really?
He
Leather's
could
very pre-war. Come
could
on.
probably make it
as
nice
long as it's
enough
not made
to-
from Brahmin leather, then sure.
Well, cool. Maybe I'll just ask him to do that, the ballistic weave, and just give me a spiffy outfit for underneath. That has no particular. So
You
we-
bring to me a rather interesting challenge that I
Honey.
think I'm ready to deal with.
So
It's been too long since I've worked on some proper formal wear for a lady such as you. So what's ballistic?
okay. Well, I mean, as long as you can give me something with a little bit of protection in case things get all shooty.
I don't make things any other way.
Good to hear.
All right. This will
I'd
not
like
cost
to,
you a penny.
I'd like to keep the coat. So if there's anything that you could put underneath, that would go well with that.
Oh, I got something in mind.
Okay. Yeah. Essentially, are you looking for something more masculine or feminine?
Do you mean, do I want a suit or a dress, or
Yeah.
do you mean I kind of want a suit?
Okay. Yeah. You can have a suit. He's an expert in tailoring them. So, yeah.
No bugs this time, Armano.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I don't
Slip
hold
of
it.
the
I
hand.
don't hold it against you.
I had my orders. And it was a rather fine concealment, if I say so myself. Did you find it on your own?
No, you're the best.
Ah, of course I am.
We will be checking all of these once we get them back.
Oh, you wound me. No, you don't. You do what you want.
Well, at any rate, thanks for the help.
Okay. Yeah. You can describe this outfit as any way you would want. You are free to include one of the special traits from any of the clothing. So don't mix like I get to re-roll an endurance check per scene, and I get to re-roll a charisma check. This is technically 2 outfits.
I'll keep it with endurance because I like my coat.
Yeah, there you go. You can always wear it as an overcoat. So
Well, yeah, that's the plan.
yeah, that's what I figured. Dabs.
Okay, so wait, I can't add the ballistic 5 to my current outfit, or do I? So I have to add it to my armada.
He might be insulted, but
to add it to.
But also,
current
are you
outfit?
gonna wear the
we
current
need-
outfit?
We need good
up on
clothes
Excelsior.
for Excelsior.
Oh, okay.
So if you add it to
Dress
your
to
current
impress.
clothes, then you can't
Sure, the
wear it on
weave
Excelsior.
replaces any existing weave you have.
Okay.
So if you can't stack.
Yeah, but she's probably gonna put it.
No,
in
I know,
different
but it was
clothing.
like it was like
It's
physical,
free,
which is
too.
just 6 instead of 4, which is better.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll get it. I guess on my fancy wear.
okay. Your Dorothy dress, or you can get anything else you want.
Something else. At this point,
padded
Tabs
Dorothy dress.
Tabs has figured out fashion a little bit more than Indiana do.
Excelsior would probably.
What's the vibe for?
They're like, we love the
Excelsior?
Wizard of Oz.
Like, what's the aesthetic? What's the?
Do you want me to recommend something pre-war for you?
What's
Yes,
the vibe? What's the
please.
move? What's the fashion?
I might recommend a mink.
Might not be quite that fancy up there. How about
Okay.
something a little bit more like, and she describes something a bit more like what you might want to end up with that is reasonable.
I don't know what that is because I don't know what the vibe is.
You can
I need to make a Pinterest
retroactively
board.
decide this.
Show me your Pinterest board.
She pulls up her tip.
Honestly, though,
have
a vision
board.
honestly, when someone like sends a vision board and they're like, "I'm looking for this," it's like,
Is this
okay, okay, now we're
1950s?
cooking.
Okay, so like swing dresses or suits or something.
Though I would recommend something that covers all of you.
Honestly, I'm gonna go with a suit as well, just like Julian.
Ooh.
But like in like the more like tweak to complement Tabs. Not
What
that we-
color?
Oh, this is a question for you too, Jules.
I'll plan that later, but
Okay.
it's not like a jacket.
Yeah.
It's just like a vest over a shirt and then some slacks.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe a little like.
I just want to make sure you're not all dressed up like you were all in the mob.
Can
Because
I-
if you're all
can
wearing
I
black
get,
suits.
like a
Black tie
nice,
formal.
Can I get like a dark burgundy red, purple?
Good choice.
You know, like the color of wine.
Cabernet.
Yeah.
You push one of a wedding.
That's why I know it, not because I'm actually skilled in color. Anyways, yes, yeah, you can get a Cabernet, whatever. You're free to describe this as any way that
Okay.
you please.
I'm thinking dark, like that dark reddish purple maroon wine color.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cabernet.
Suit, but like the women's cut suit
Yeah.
makes you look sophisticated.
Men don't look sophisticated.
No.
You gotta get the women's cut to look sophisticated.
We need those long tails.
Well, there's like the cuts that like complement a woman versus when she's like wearing a dude suit, it looks like you're wearing like some dorky outfit.
Right.
You know?
I see what
So
you're
like
saying.
I'm
It's
saying
like that one suit that Tom wears in Tom and Jerry.
yeah, where you're like
The zoot
The
suit.
shoulder
even
pads.
guys that get the suits that don't fit them, they all look like Tom from Tom and Jerry. So, you know, one makes her look like a boss babe or something. I don't know.
Nice.
All right, is anyone else getting nice things to wear?
Jerry's not here.
Yep.
Just it doesn't all have to be ballistic weave, but we should probably pick up something for everybody just to make sure everyone's got something to wear.
Grab something off the rack.
Last season, 50% off.
Yeah.
I'll pick some stuff for everyone who's not here. Jerry's will be an obnoxious color. Maybe some chartreuse in there.
Yeah.
It's chartreuse.
There is a
It's a light-
50% off all
light
gray
green.
section. Gray is out. Orange is in.
Oh, orange. Oh.
Isn't my rad suit orange?
Yeah. Someone has crossed out orange is in.
Yeah, that's chartreuse.
And written in cursive, who did this?
It'll just have chartreuse accents. You remember, like, on your wedding suit, how it had, like, little buttonholes and
Oh.
things like that
Yeah.
were orange? It'd be like that, but chartreuse for him. It'd be gray with chartreuse.
I found Miss,
He looks like a
Miss, I
pedophile.
found this in a dumpster. Are you sure you want it?
I think he'll like it.
Yes.
Okay, you know, you could have something much nicer.
This is, how do I put this delicately? This is for someone who needs to get taken down
A
a notch.
patsy tie.
What?
This is a tie for a patsy.
I'm not familiar with the word.
A patsy is someone you want to pin something on.
Not really someone I want to pin something on, just someone who needs to be taken down a peg.
Be humbled a little bit, you know.
Ah, so this is like a mark, you know, that you introduced this guy to the Great Lakes, or you know.
Are you saying kill him?
You are talking to a mob tailor.
No,
Nah.
I would never do something.
Nah,
like that.
it's just the.
Just
it's
fit him
just
for a
the-
wood suit, you know.
This is just someone we want to embarrass.
Yeah, we want to embarrass him socially, and kill him socially.
Guys.
Not kill him.
Fine, just use the yellow tie.
I'd like to think it's that neon chartreuse suit that he pulled up on Google Images.
Horrific
Guys,
necktie.
stop. Don't embarrass him more than he's already embarrassing himself.
I just think some chartreuse might do well for his personality.
For his pallor.
Make him stand out more than he already does.
Well, as much as he lets on, he's still dealing with Pete. Just get him something nice.
All right, can we get?
Show him you care about him.
Can we get a suit that's like, not that color?
Armando, give him navy.
Of course.
Are you wearing navy?
Frankie's is like a baby blue.
Oh, yeah.
With a
Right.
silver tie.
Yeah, it's much lighter.
That'll look sharper.
There you go. Is Marty getting anything?
Am I going to be
She's getting the
visible?
orange suit to go with the gas mask, so she looks like a real company
Yeah.
representative.
What am I? A biohazard.
Tip your waitresses, I'm here till Tuesday.
So who are you supposed to be? A great asset to the company. Sounds like America.
If Margie took off the clothes covering the radiation suit, that's actually what she would look like.
Asset to the company.
That's how she walks.
Oh, good times, good times. All right, so you're not getting anything?
I don't think I need to, right?
Okay.
Like, am I gonna wear the power armor probably?
It's up to
Yeah,
you.
I'm just gonna go with no.
You are welcome to wear power armor to Excelsior.
There it went.
There you go. Okay. Any other things to be bought at the pier?
After that, I think Treasureton will be the rest.
Okay.
Oh, do you guys want ammo?
Ammo would be supplied for free here. Weapon mods would not be.
Oh,
It's good to know.
or what is this? The
Frankie
place to
can
buy
come
weapon
back.
mods?
What's that?
Is this the place to buy weapon mods?
Palmer House actually has more of the armory of the mob. There's possibly a little bit here, but their gun modder is at Palmer House.
Why don't we just grab ammo here? We could probably find the rest of treasure.
Yep.
Don't want to overextend our.
Yeah.
Name a sensible amount of ammo and you've got it.
25.
Give Frankie a list.
Okay. Yeah.
He'll talk to Barnes.
Yep. Bam. You guys have the stuff. Treasureton, right?
Yep.
Okay. Roll a quick perception check.
All of us?
Just 2 of you, please.
Sorry.
Okay, those 2 that have already rolled.
2 successes.
Would
Plus,
have let you. I'm sorry.
I think
okay.
I got 2 successes as well. I don't know if I was rolling or.
Is it
Uh-oh.
perception
3 people
plus
had
survival?
already rolled.
I'm happy to see it. I don't even know what my score was yet.
Okay.
2.
You're going to Treasureton? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Walking towards Treasureton, you all would see it's Wrigley Field, with a giant wood sign on it, just spray painted black, Treasure-Ton, and in a smaller sign that looks to have been recently, actually it's a banner pinned to the sign, just says "Now be free."
Oh,
They
I
just
should
sold
probably
drugs, right?
explain before we go in there. And this is when she would actually explain to everyone what happened. So then Pix and I made this super duper duper computer, which is like pretty much just the race car bed, the computers, let's be real. Put a bunch of LEDs in it, we made it look a little fancy, and they kicked Beeb out and we got our guitar. So that's the context for Treasureton.
So they're stupid.
Yes. But entertaining.
You would also see there is a sniper at the very top of the bleachers.
He's not mob, is he?
He's a guy with a gun. It's really hard to tell here. He is. It's interesting. Not wearing a suit or anything like that. Looks to be an older man. He's pointing a gun directly at you guys, but it's Treasureton. There's always, almost always, someone just watching the people entering the town. But you all would see him just go and go back to the scope and go. He's looking at something. Are you Jerry Flesher?
No?
Have a nice day.
I didn't know the mob was here too.
That is not the Bob.
Oh, okay.
It's your dad.
What's his name?
What? What's whose name?
All right. Inside Treasureton. It's a lot like Diamond City. You would
Who are
see
you
stalls
describing?
across the entire baseball diamond. Wait, no, it's not Wrigley Field. Shoot, it's where Da Bears play, which I don't know off the top of my head. Wrigley
Which
Field.
Bears? Cincinnati?
Da
No.
Bears.
I just don't know sports.
Chicago Bears.
Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
Okay. I shouldn't have said anything.
It's okay, I don't know either. I don't know anything.
I'm just like, ooh, that was about to be a stupid question. Anyway.
Let's cross Chicago off the list for cities we've.
The fact that I just said Da Bears and no one knew who I was talking about.
I knew what you were
did.
talking about.
did not.
Soldier Field.
There it
Chicago
is.
Cubs.
That's on me for nothing.
Is Wrigley Field
No.
a baseball thing?
Correct.
Well, Cubs are football, but
No.
what? Chicago Cubs?
Baseball.
Who are the Bears then?
Football.
Oh, I got those swapped.
Yes,
Okay.
you did.
Okay,
Frankie,
Frankie, did your brother put a hit on me?
Frankie's not here. Frankie's at the pier.
Oh, okay.
Remember
Frankie.
Frankie. Behind you.
Why
Did your
exactly
brother hit
is
on me?
someone in Treasureton looking for you?
I'm guessing it had to do with the mob incident.
Treasureton isn't really under the mob's thumb. I mean,
I'll go talk to the guy and ask him.
Jerry Fletcher, says someone in the middle of this entire town.
Who are you?
You would see what looks to be a cowboy.
No, I'm Jory Spelcher.
he comes from a long line of Spelchers.
You would see this cowboy has a guitar slung around his shoulder and a poncho. And he is a ghoul. And I came up with him before the show came out, so I okay.
Are you
I like
gonna?
to think it is the.
Why
guy
are you
from the
looking
show,
for
just 'cause
Jerry
he's
Fletcher? He sounds like an interesting person.
Don't play those games with me.
All right, fine. What are you looking for?
A duel.
with a
With-
ghoul.
Like a gun duel?
Yeah,
I don't have a gun. Sorry.
I'll give you one.
No.
Also, how are you not dead?
I've been asking myself the same question a lot lately.
Someone give this man a gun.
No, no, no. Why do we want to fight?
I want money.
For what? Why is killing me going to give you money?
Are you unfamiliar with the concept of a bounty, son?
Oh, there's a bounty on who put a bounty on me?
Are you gonna draw or am I gonna shoot you plain as day?
Well, wait. First, I need to know why I'm killing somebody. I take this very seriously.
I'm gonna start slowly pulling out my plasma pistol.
Roll a stealth check.
Can I assist since I'm trying to stall for time?
Sure. 2 successes from Slim.
1 from Jerry.
And absolutely nothing from Jules.
You beat me to
This
it
is
because I
last
would
name
have turned it.
Jim.
No,
Well, you should too.
he just
Okay.
looked like Jerky though.
I'm trying to figure out if I want to roll.
also try to sneakily pull out my gun as well.
There are
Okay.
more important things
So
to use my
since
luck on.
Julian mentioned that first, you would spot that. Hold on a second.
Now hold on, I just want a fair contest here. And I think if you all team up on me, that's undoing any sense of fairness we have here.
Are you and I
what do
looking at
you
the-
all think about that?
Are you and I looking at the same doctor here?
Yeah, did you ask him for ID?
Look, I'm still recovering from my previous
Slow
injuries.
down, everyone.
You would see a rather portly figure in a a bowler hat and a suit.
How does
Bill.
this look like a fair fight to you?
Yeah, he's ganging up on an old man.
He's like 80 years old.
84.
Okay. It's good to see you again.
Good to see you too, Bill.
According to my super duper duper computer, this is a fair fight. That man is not 84.
Listen,
Super duper duper computer told you so?
That's right.
listen.
I asked it, is that an old man? It said, no, in a real spooky duper voice.
All right, listen first before we duel. Why? Who put the bounty on my head?
I don't know.
Is
Someone
it
with
the
caps.
Is it the mob or is it?
That's not.
Mini
I don't have
Mouse?
to answer that.
Well, okay. What's your name so that I know you don't have a bounty on you too?
Slim Haywood.
Ah, how old are you?
Not important.
Okay, listen. I just had my head slammed into the ground by the mob boss and choked almost unconscious. See these bruises here? I just need a little bit more time to recover, so it's a fair fight, okay? And then I will meet you here in... I'll meet you here tomorrow.
I'll take 1,000 caps. I
What?
think that can work too.
It's only 1,000 caps? That's it?
He's like, I am worth more than that. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Shut up, Caesar.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Okay. Can I size this guy up?
Yeah. Perception check. Small guns. He does have a revolver. A large iron, if you will.
I was looking
Big
less.
iron? Is it on his hip?
Can I? I'm looking less at his weapon and more at his build. Can I use survival instead? I just want to see.
Yeah.
Does this guy look like he'll be really hard to kill with a grenade launcher to the
Oh
face?
gosh. Where do you have a grenade launcher on your person right now?
He always carries it around with him.
In what? Your boot? Wouldn't you be able to
Just
see
slung
that?
over his back.
So it would be visible. And you said you
I don't
didn't
have
have
a
a
gun.
gun.
Yeah, I don't have a gun. I have a grenade launcher.
Fair. That's true, actually.
One.
He He looks like he's experienced. I will say no more than that.
Would you settle for a chess match instead?
No. I've been down for a sing-off. Or a hoedown off, if you will.
Do it. Do it. Do it.
Okay, how would that work? What are the rules for that?
We both perform a musical number. Whoever gets more applause wins. Whoever doesn't dies.
All right.
Simple rule.
All right.
Both of them sound like they're like Toad covers of songs.
But we can't do a hoedown without music.
No, you're the source of the music.
You have to out music him.
You have to out sing and out dance him. Acapella.
Oh, it's singing and dancing, not one or the other?
You can pick. No, it can be one or the other.
Okay, dancing.
The dude with the cane.
Does anyone here know music to play for this man's dance?
Right, you got
Allow me to be of assistance. Tommy Victronics.
Oh my god.
It's like just you.
Oh, you all were mean to him last time we met.
I would do anything for my number one fan. Isn't that right?
Yes.
Hey, Tommy, you got a minute to talk?
Oh, no, I mean, we can't stop this thing from going down. The show must go on.
I know, but they're going to need some time to practice their musical numbers, don't you think? Maybe
No time.
It's fine. Urgency. Sing off now.
I'm so upset I'm not here.
Okay.
Why do things like this happen every time we go to Treasure Town? And she's just gonna go
Never
so
a
It
dull
really
moment.
is.
Okay.
Actually, I'd like to amend this.
No amending. We've already set the rules.
No, we didn't shake on it. You're shaking the air. That doesn't count. That's correct. Shaking the air is long established in Chicago history as not being a contract.
Okay, what changes do you want to make?
Death is not on the table.
What?
Death is not on the table.
What does that mean?
I mean,
You don't die if you lose.
Oh, okay.
So what's the point?
money.
Oh, so the bounty is dead or alive?
Correct.
Do it.
I didn't know Tommy
I mean-
Victronics.
I mean,
was
if you
partner
tell
with
me
you.
if you tell me who is paying the bounty, I might just go with you willingly.
I don't know. Ask the mob.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Every bounty goes through the mob. Not true. We have 2 bounties.
Are you? Who's
He
gonna
doesn't
play?
count.
Who's gonna play your music? You?
I'm just gonna sing.
You're just gonna sing?
While you dance?
That's not fair. We both need to dance.
Ask the super duper.
I'm pretty sure you said you could do either or. Those were your words, not mine.
No, they weren't.
No, you said, is this either or?
I said, "Is this either or?" And then you said, "Yes." And I said, "Well, we're doing dancing. I thought we'd do the same thing. That makes it fair." Isn't
Okay,
that what the
I'm
super
intervening
duper-
here. We need to deal with this instead of this, like, blobby blobby over here and blobby blobby over there. Okay. So, as the way I see it, you all are suggesting just a dance-off or a dance-off and a sing-off.
Just a dance off.
I don't agree, and I challenge them. And the dueler, challenger, gets to determine what kind of contest it is.
But historically, the duelee gets to choose the weapons, and I choose the feet instead of the vocal cords.
I think that's true.
If you've
Historically,
ever seen,
when?
Back in the days when duels were more common.
Have you been to Treasurton? We have 3 of these every day. It's kind of common now.
Do you want to toss a cap to decide?
just saying, if you've ever seen this man ride a bicycle, you're still getting the better end of the deal.
You know, caps are actually terrible for flipping. You know that, right? You got to break out one of those garbage things, like a coin.
Okay, do you want to do rock, paper, scissors then?
Now that is a time-honored tradition.
Can we roll with luck?
Wouldn't you just do rock, paper, scissors?
I know, but just roll with our luck.
He's
score.
less
As soon as
He
he
can
says
beat
this is a
Spencer.
time-honored tradition, everyone in the audience just goes, "Oh!"
I have not heard anyone mention rock, paper, scissors in quite some time. You have uttered a very dangerous phrase, son.
A third of the audience picks up stones. A third of the audience picks up
Brandishes scissors.
scissors. And the other third just has paper. We don't know what they're gonna do with it. Honestly, they're not very threatening.
It is December 8th.
To tell you the truth, I'm glad you came up with it. Because this was getting overly complicated, and I think we could use some simplicity of rock, paper, scissors, death.
How does rock, paper, scissors work here?
It is a long and complicated story with very, very nuanced rules. All you gotta do is play rock, paper, scissors. Best 2 out of 3. Person who loses dies.
You
So
mean
wait,
gives
hold on,
1,000 caps to the other
I
person?
said death wasn't on. Oh, you took death off the table the moment you
Are
said
his
rock,
hands,
paper,
are
scissors,
his
son.
hands up as he's talking like this?
Bill?
Yeah, Slim. Oh, no, Slim's not explaining this?
No, this is Bill.
Oh.
Sorry. Death is the only option when you say rock, paper, scissors, son. There is no other payment. And it shall be enforced
by everyone present here
So
in this
how about
holy field.
that dance off?
He has said it.
He has said it. Says everyone in the crowd.
They all
Okay.
actually pick up rocks and
Best
scissors.
2 out of 3.
Not luck. This is rock, paper, scissors.
The people with the papers are actually, it's full of insults and like, stupid, old, wrinkly.
You can see
The other
Slim
people
is
are
just
beating
like,
him to death.
what? He's looking at you like, I just say it.
You know what? This gives me better odds than I had fighting him.
Yikes.
All right. Best 2 out of 3.
Oh no.
Okay, and remember, you gotta put your hand on shoot. And if you don't play anything, we shoot you. Right, everybody?
Wait, what'd you say, Tabs?
I'm gonna lean over.
Mr. Haywood, do you have a coach to coach you on rock, paper, scissors strategy? I can do this myself.
Each team member is allowed a coach by law.
Yeah, you gotta have a second for a duel.
That's true.
This is my legal advisor.
The doctor's actually
Tabitha
not
Fisher.
supposed to be one of the ones getting killed, though. Just saying. Typically.
Tabs Cornicob, attorney-at-law.
Yeah.
Mr. Dr. Jerry Fletcher, are you ready?
I am.
Mr. Slim Haywood, are you ready? Fine. Okay, on shoot, remember, guys.
Yep.
Okay, are you ready?
Yep.
All right. Rock.
What's your favorite
paper,
color?
Scissors, shoot.
What?
Whoa!
Backfired.
Hey, hold on.
You didn't listen to my advice.
What was the advice?
I can't tell you it's a secret.
Hey, wait, he can't ask a question during it. Oh, the rules don't say anything about that. Oh, this has never happened before. Henceforth, in the town of Treasurton.
I'm not shaking on that.
No, this is a law thing. I'm declaring a new law on the rules of rock, paper, scissors,
Actually, I
death.
think generally you have to vote on a new law, and then it has to be codified, and then you have to put it in the ballot.
Whoever said that this place was a democracy?
At any rate, you've got to write it down. And all the
Rock,
relevant
paper, scissors,
legal
shoot.
authorities.
He didn't play.
I didn't call out if it was time to play yet.
Is that the law?
Jerry tries
Yeah,
so hard
that one
to
is.
cheat.
You do that again, you lose. Dave, what do you think about this? Boss, I think that's a loss. Yeah, Dave's right. That's a loss.
I disagree.
Dave,
Go
Why
get
don't-
power armor on.
okay, boss.
Why don't you go ask the super duper duper computer if that should count as a loss?
Dave, go ask the super duper duper computer if that should count as a loss.
ChatGPT.
She's right.
I'm gonna like temporarily go like leave for a minute and try to hack into the super duper computer.
Go ahead and do it remote.
Spencer.
Ask it remotely. Yes.
It is getting a little late.
Yes,
so-
we will finish on this game.
Someone's getting shot tonight.
Someone is going
Roll
to die.
a hack check, difficulty of 1. You built this computer. Wait, did you install McAfee?
What?
Sorry.
No.
Did you put any securities?
Why
in
would
it?
I?
Okay, fair enough.
Not
What'd you
against
get?
yourself.
I at least got one success.
Oh, I thought those
Yeah,
were the
it's just
same
one.
number.
Okay,
Wow.
1 success. What do you want the computer to say?
I want the computer to say reward creative use of strategy, then enforce the law.
Then enforce the law? So like, what? So give him a point. Translate this. What?
Give him a point. Don't let him get away with it again.
Okay.
You could have just been like, Jerry is the winner. I hereby declare it as a super duper duper.
So the computer actually says.
Go home.
They wouldn't buy it.
So that conversation actually takes place. He's like, what does that mean, super duper computer? And you're like, typing it again.
Let me spell it out for you.
Boss. Yeah, Dave.
I slipped back.
Reward creative use of strategy. So give him a point, but don't let him do it again. What? No, the super duper computer has spoken. You have one victory. All you need is one more. Now I call it out this time, okay, Bub?
Okay.
Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
He's dead.
you would see the mob immediately swarm Slim Haywood
Oh no!
and just haul him off. He's like, no, I'm a musician. I was going to audition for the crowd. And he is gone. And we will end session on that note this week. Thank you for joining us. We will see you next week.
Oh, poor guy.